And he was also part of
Also
the news
dropping
apps.
it on a summer Friday or summer Tuesday.
What?
Tuesday. Feels like a Friday.
What day
Whoa,
was it
Hank,
today?
Summer. He dropped it in
We
the
are
summer.
far away from
dropped it on
Friday,
Sunday.
buddy.
Mike, why'd you drop this news in the summer? This news would have banged if it was November.
Look at his face right now. A summer Friday.
Wait, Hank, I have a question, though.
Hank, it is Tuesday, brother.
I have a question, Hank. If he dropped it on a Friday, what's the big deal? That's still a weekday. It's not like
No
it's
one
the
would
weekend.
care. It's summer. No one cares. It's summer.
Summer
All
Friday.
summer. Cut the Friday.
How did you get? It's Tuesday. On today's part of my take, we have a lot. We have Mount Rushmore season. It is back. We have the Mount Rushmore of words that start with M. Gets a little contentious, which is good. We have Ryen Russillo on to talk NBA draft. Little cleanup from the NBA Finals. We have Oklahoma City Thunder NBA champion Isaiah Hartenstein, and we are going to do FAQs and also talk about Hank Celtics being dismantled and hot seat chill throne. So before we get to all of that, DraftKings, nothing beats relaxing on a hot summer day and watching baseball, and the simplest way to get in on the action is to download the Pick 6 app from DraftKings. It's crazy simple. Just pick more or less on the stats for two or more of your favorite players, and boom, you're in the mix for big cash prizes. No gimmicks, no weird rules, just ball. Nail your picks, and you're heating up. Pick 6 brings upside with payouts up to 500 times. Pick 6 is live in a ton of states: Texas, Cali, Georgia, Missouri, and lots more. Don't settle for a smaller payout. Switch to Pick 6, and right now, new customers can take advantage of a special sign-up offer. Pick 6 from DraftKings is the most fun way to play fantasy sports. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now. Use code TAKE, that's code TAKE, for new customers to get a special sign-up offer. Better payouts, bigger wins, only with Pick 6 from DraftKings. The crown is yours. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Part of My Take, presented by DraftKings Pick 6. Pick 6 from DraftKings, the most fun way to play fantasy sports. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now. Use code TAKE, that's code TAKE, for new customers to get a special sign-up offer. Better payouts, bigger wins, only with Pick 6 from DraftKings. The crown is yours. Today is Wednesday, June 25th, and boys, it's Mount Rushmore season.
Let's go.
It's Mount Rushmore
Best
season.
time of the year.
Did you guys see our good friend of the program, Alex Caruso, at the Oklahoma City Thunder Championship Parade with a Mount Rushmore shirt on, all 4 of the heads being Alex Caruso?
That's old school.
That's awesome.
I like that a lot. Alex Caruso for president.
Alex Caruso for president. So, yeah, the Thunder had their parade today. It was funny watching Chet Holmgren get really drunk.
How many beers do you think it takes Chet to get drunk? I think he's a toucan.
Yeah, I was going to say 3, maybe 4.
I think 2 beers and a cigarette, and he's puking.
He was very drunk.
Michelob Ultras.
Yeah, they were. They were there.
In the press conference, he was like, I got my Michelob Ultras.
It's also just weird seeing a Gonzaga player win.
It is. That's kind of strange. Never
Yeah.
been to a Final Four. Never won an NBA championship.
Yeah. Jalen Williams, I think, said that he had his first drink ever. That's got to be the best. I think we've done, best beers on Mount Rushmore before, but having your first beer ever be after winning an NBA title has to fucking rule.
That's got to be kind of cool. But then the hangover that he got, he seemed like he was never going to drink again.
Yeah, but do you remember drinking your first beer and just being annihilated after one beer?
No, but
that's got to be so much fun.
What I'm saying for him is he should not say he's never going to drink again.
Oh, yeah.
Because you should drink just only when you win an NBA championship.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll see you next year, beer.
He said, I drank a little bit, took a couple shots, champagne. I had a beer. It was all disgusting. I'm going to stick to Shirley Temple.
He was ripping shots of champagne?
Yeah, I guess so.
Damn.
It's pretty crazy. Also, the Thunder, everyone gets a day. I don't know if you guys saw this, but the mayor of Oklahoma City he gave every single person on the team a day. So I don't know if you want to get your calendar out, but Alex Caruso and Lou Dort are back-to-back July 24th and July 25th. Lou Dort Day, Alex Caruso Day.
That's very cool.
It's pretty crazy that everyone gets a day, though. Even Clay Bennett got a day.
Well, Clay Bennett, listen, respect.
I would say every day is his day.
Respect to Clay Bennett.
Yeah,
what hasn't he accomplished so far in life?
A lot of respect.
Yeah, no, the parade was great. I like to see a city that really gets behind a team like that.
Yeah.
Yes, Hank?
We could celebrate Alex Caruso Day in the office. Just have everyone
Shave their heads.
trip over the gauntlet, like do their best version of what he did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Win a ring that doesn't count.
He did say, like, I finally have a real one.
Yeah, he was joking.
I choose to, but at the core of every joke,
Yeah.
therein lies a serious truth.
I'd like to think that maybe he was thinking of us in that moment.
Yeah. Well, he did get a real one. Like, Alex Caruso is now an NBA champion.
Yeah, he is. He's a one-time NBA champion. But yeah, it was cool seeing. We did also get the classic online argument of, is your parade worthy enough? Are there enough people at the aerial shot of your parade? Florida actually showed up pretty well for the Panthers, but Oklahoma City, there were some people who were laughing at them. I love that because it basically is admitting you're a loser and you're going to basically say, all I have left is be like, you don't have enough people at your parade.
Well, you can also say, like, we have real jobs.
Yeah.
That we have to go to during the week.
True.
These are oil pumping hours in the middle of the day.
Right.
Now, when it comes to Oklahoma City, I want to we've given shout outs to obviously Thundor, worthy of all the praise. Thunder Princess. Brickman wasn't able to come on part of my take. He's a rocket scientist, so he's fielding a rocket science call. But then there's also Delbert Jenkins, Oklahoma City superfan. And shout out Bunky Perkins, who always puts this on the timeline. But Delbert Jenkins is the funniest NBA fan that I've ever seen, with his flat top hanging on for dear life. It's like a Lego falling off the back of his head.
Yep.
And this guy...
His name's Delbert.
His name is Delbert Jenkins. And you have to say it like a Delbert. And he is the man, and he is a world champion right now. So I hope, Delbert, wherever you are, I hope you're having a good time celebrating.
I also have good news for you boys. I know that Game 7 was a bummer because Tyrese Halliburton got hurt, and it kind of robbed of us of what we thought was going to be an all-time finish. Do you guys want to guess how many people watched? Million people watched? How many millions of people watched?
3.8.
I'm going to guess, because earlier it was 2.8 billion, right?
Yeah.
Game 1. I think this one took a back seat a little bit. I'm going to go 3 million.
Okay. 16.35 million watched Game 7, peaked at 19.28 million. So congrats to us for watching something that other people watched.
I guess we know
Feels
ball.
good. Feels good.
I guess we know ball.
It was, I believe, the highest NBA Finals game since Warriors-Raptors in 2019, but it also was down 9.3% from like last year. So
the bottom line, nobody knows how to measure ratings anymore.
No.
When it comes to the internet, when it comes to phones, we're all just kind of guessing.
Yeah, 5 billion views is what they're saying across all social media platforms.
5 billion views.
5 billion.
Almost everyone in the world watched
Up
this.
215% versus last year.
It's pretty good.
Did they just tweet more?
Yeah,
Like that could probably be it,
do
right?
That. You
like
could
if
do
they're
that.
just like, hey, let's just flood the zone.
Yeah,
Let's
the
just
timeline.
let's just get everything out there.
That's a good possibility.
The real NBA news, though, is Hank, your Celtics, the championship team that you were on a duck boat with.
Yep.
Pretty much almost a year to like the day.
Year to the day. 2 days ago.
2 days ago, is no more. Kristaps gone. Drew Holiday gone. Are they done? And also, how do you feel?
Celtics aren't done. People are saying Brad Stevens fleeced the Trailblazers.
For Anthony Simmons?
I'm not going to say that that's true because I know
Give us a breakdown.
Nothing.
Breakdown Anthony
I
Simmons'
know
game
that
for us.
people online were telling me that he's better than Drew Holiday currently. I don't necessarily believe that. He is younger, so I can buy in on that. He's cheaper, and we got a ton of cap space because we're going to be paying Drew Holiday for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
Trailblazers are going to be
Not
paying
your money.
Drew Holiday $40 million when he's 37. So that's good. It's sad. It's just sad. A year ago to the day, I was on the duck boat, and this team felt like a core team that for the next 3 to 4 years, we're going to be in the hunt. We're going to be going for the championship again, repeat. Even going into the playoffs, it was like, we're going to repeat. And so it did flip quickly where it's like, oh shit, Tatum's hurt. We kind of knew we were going to have to get rid of Drew Holiday or Porzingis, But after the injury, it was like, we're going to get rid of both of them. We're going to rebuild. And this is, part of those process. George Yang, I'm happy about that.
Minivan.
I'm happy about that.
So let me ask you this, Hank. Are they done? Are they done trading?
Yeah.
Probably not.
I think Brad Stevens is.
I don't.
He's got one more trick in his
The
bag?
other. I really hope we keep Derek White. He's the other person that gets thrown around a lot. I mean, even Jaylen Brown. But I'm going to say no. I'm probably going to say no, and that scares me. But
Yeah, it should.
I feel like we're not done.
Did you learn any lessons?
Good question.
Have you learned a lesson?
Have you learned any lessons?
From how you felt last year
Yeah. Have you learned any lessons?
to where you're at right now?
No,
Tell us the lessons
this
you
is
learned.
this is.
didn't learn
If I
shit.
learn my lesson, this is why you enjoy every last second. If you ever get a chance to be in that spot, you live it up and you do it up because it might never happen again.
Yeah. So you did
good
learn a
lesson.
lesson.
Yeah. I'm happy I did what I did.
Can you grade each trade?
The Drew Holiday trade, I'll give a B plus.
Okay.
Tell the truth.
And I mean, George Yang is Boston guy, local guy, recurring guest, AWL,
Minivan.
great dude.
Great dude.
So I'm gonna give that one an A.
Oh, okay. So you guys did well.
So you
Yeah.
hate Porzingis.
No, but I like George a lot.
The
George
important part of all of this is you said it at the start
Jeff
there.
Goodman said he loves George Yang to Boston. Elite locker room guy, high IQ. Will give the Celtics a shooter off the bench. Just got to keep him out of the north end.
And Jeff
Okay.
Goodman knows hoops.
Yeah. It's, the important part of all this though was you buried the lead. You did happen to see at least a couple tweets saying you guys fleeced the Blazers.
Yeah,
Then you're good.
we
That's it.
I saw a lot of tweets.
Oh, then you're good. Then
Everyone was
we
like,
say this all the time, but
how did the Blazers let this happen?
as long as the first couple of
My
replies
reaction
under
was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
fuck. And then I went
Fleeced.
online and everyone was like, this is the best trade possible for the Celtics.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, yeah, obviously.
all you
Great
need
trade.
all you need for a trade
Duh.
is for one of the top 3 replies to Shams or Schefter to be fleeced.
Dude, fleeced is my
Done.
favorite reaction to any trade ever in sports because you can just say fleeced about it and you're going to be right because you're not saying which team got fleeced. You say, man, fleecing. And then like 2 years from now, I'll be like, look,
Yeah.
I was right about the fleecing.
My favorite is seeing someone be like fleeced, and then under that will be like by who, and then there'll be like immediate replies by like Portland fleeced the Celtics,
Yeah.
the Celtics fleeced Portland. It's just everyone has different, but fleeced.
Then you let them fight it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
As long as the fleecing occurred,
Yeah, no,
good job.
somebody got fleeced.
Yeah.
And if you're not the one doing the fleecing, you're the one getting fleeced.
That's facts. PFT, you got CJ McCollum.
We got CJ McCollum. I'm pumped about that.
Huge.
The Wizards
Friend of the
turning things
program.
around. What?
That's sad.
Why?
For CJ.
What?
Playing on the Wizards.
Yeah.
You're trading away all your best friends, Hank. Set this one out.
I mean, you did say when we're about to have the interview with Russillo, you're like, when guys go and play on the Wizards, they like lose their love to play basketball.
Well, that's a fact in the past, but that could never happen with CJ.
That's happening. That's happening in like 1 hour from now in the show.
I'm when he puts the uniform on for the official team picture, he's just gonna be like, man, I'm just here to cash a check.
Oh, bummer. Yeah, that was like Chris Middleton picking up his option from the Wizards
Yeah.
for $33 million. It's like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah, of course you would.
Pat Connaughton picked up his from the Bucks, and it was like, no duh.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm excited that I have a player on the Wizards that I really enjoy as a human being that I get to root for. He does run our fantasy league, so I hope Jerry O'Connell doesn't burn that bridge and make CJ hate me. But yeah, I like CJ a lot. I'm excited to watch him as a Wizard. I think there's a good chance that we might get Ace Bailey.
There you go.
Listen, I'm slowly realizing that maybe the Wizards might not be complete dog shit over the course of the next 2 years.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, the steal of the draft will be the Mavericks have already won the draft, which we're doing our draft preview with Russillo in a minute. But I don't know if you guys knew this. Cooper Flagg is like LeBron James and Kevin Garnett having a baby.
That's
Who said that?
Happy Pride.
Who said that? You should both get this.
Skip.
No.
Colin Coward.
No. ESPN, you should both get it.
Scott Van Pelt.
Come on.
Oh, it's Stanford Steve.
No, it's Kendrick Perkins, obviously.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Carry the hell on.
LeBron James and Kevin Garnett having a baby.
I'm
you
shocked.
get Cooper Flagg.
I mean, he should. If you had said like having a damn baby, I would have been like,
Carry
yeah,
the
that's
hell.
perk.
Yeah.
Carry the hell on.
The only other thing I had was I just love that Kevin Durant just keeps owning Emmanuel Acho, which
Yeah,
is the
that's
best
good.
because Emmanuel Acho put out his legacy formula, which Bro thought he did something.
The legacy formula.
Yeah, you didn't see the legacy formula?
No, but I got to prepare myself for this. This is like, I feel like I'm Matt Damon walking through the halls of MIT and I'm stumbling across a blackboard.
Yeah.
What's the formula?
So just so we're clear, there's a disclaimer here. For clarity, legacy and talent are not the same.
Okay.
All right. Just want to get you guys ready for that going in. All right. The legacy formula is championships won divided by teams played for. Equals team legacy.
That's legacy.
Player legacy, yes.
That's it?
So Kobe Bryant has a legacy of 5. He played 5. He won 5 championships for one team. Tim Duncan also has a legacy of 5. Then you go down the list. Steph has a legacy of 4.
Kinda like
LeBron
this.
has a legacy of 1.3.
I like this.
Dirk has a legacy of 1, and Kevin Durant has a whopping legacy of 0.4.
Okay.
Two championships, 5 teams.
He might have done something.
What about
You think bro did something?
if you go to NFL? Like what does that mean for Peyton Manning and Tom Brady's legacies?
Yeah, Jordan did it. He ruined his legacy going to the Wizards. He would have had a 6.
Yeah, they actually don't have the legacy that we thought they once did.
Yeah, it got divided in half.
That's a good formula.
It's a good formula.
Brady's legacy still stands up though.
I love the idea of
the formula
3.5 is still higher than everyone else.
It's not higher than 6.
But it's still
It would have been 6. Mahomes can
but Manning's goes cut in half.
But if Mahomes wins one more and stays with the Chiefs, he now has a higher legacy.
That's true.
That's it. I mean, that would Joe Montana. Oh no, he played for the Chiefs. Yeah. Okay.
I love the
Trey
idea
has a 3
of Emmanuel Acho sitting down at a table in a white lab coat like he's Oppenheimer, coming up with this formula, and he's like, no, it's all shit, crumpling up pieces, throwing it away, and coming out with a 2-factor legacy authentication.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I'm glad that's good for sports.
Okay, but all right. So you like the Emmanuel Acho legacy formula? Can I interest you in a different formula?
Yeah.
Okay, here it is. This is the great Kevin Durant's legacy formula. Okay, and this is how this formula is decided. This is from Kevin Durant. According to the great Kevin Durant's legacy formula that was created in the best labs at MIT, Emmanuel is the worst linebacker of all time. You sure you want to listen to this guy about greatness? That's what he came back with. I love it.
That's good. Good for Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant's formula only rates one person, and it's Emmanuel Acho, and it's the worst.
Yeah, that's good. Good for him.
This is such a sign we need football back. We have legacy formulas dropping.
I'm very excited for football coming back. Do you see Florio's thing?
Yeah. So I explain it.
All right. So last night Florio tweeted out, "I expect some big news to be happening tomorrow,"
as Mike Stud will do,
as Mike Stud does. And I got a text from Mike last night being like, "I'm glad that you saw this." And then I was like, "Mike, what are we talking about? Like, is this Bengals related news? Is this extension related news for some player?" And he was like, "Nope, it's a niche issue that not many will care about, but it will be earth shattering." And so I was like, "Okay, I can't wait."
Basically, he said, "This is the greatest news for me personally, Mike Florio."
Yeah, like if Mike Florio had not been a part of this news happening, this would be Mike Florio's dream story to cover.
Correct.
As a journalist. And then he came out this morning. He went on the podcast with Pablo Torre, and they got exclusive access to the league's collusion settlement that they had. And they proved that the league actually was colluding against players after the Deshaun Watson signing, where he got so much guaranteed money that now the other owners got together and they're like, "We're not paying these guys guaranteed money like that anymore. Jimmy Haslam's a piece of shit. We all have to agree that we're not gonna do that because that's gonna fuck everything up." So apparently at the center of this was Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, and I believe there was one other quarterback.
Lamar?
Yeah, and Lamar Jackson. Yeah. So
I feel like Florio's all his theories, all roads always lead back to Lamar. And like his contract.
Yeah, it might. But with the Kyler Murray thing and the fact that the owners are getting together to discuss, like, do not pay these guys fully guaranteed contracts, I do think that that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, no,
right?
I agree.
Like it's big that all the teams who have an antitrust exemption to be getting together and discussing this. But again, yeah, this is Mike Florio's dream story that he could possibly write about.
Right.
And he was also part of
also
the news
dropping
happening.
it on a summer Friday or summer Tuesday.
What?
Friday. Oh my God, it's Tuesday. Feels like a Friday.
What day
Whoa,
is it
hey,
today?
Summer. He dropped it in
We
the
are
summer.
far away from
dropped it in the
Friday,
summer.
buddy.
Mike, why'd you drop this news in the summer? This news This news would have banged if it was November.
Look at his face right now. A summer Friday.
Wait, Hank, I have a question, though.
Hank, it is Tuesday, brother.
I have a question, Hank. If you dropped on a Friday, what's the big deal? That's still a weekday. It's not like
No
it's the
one would
weekend.
care. It's summer. No one cares. It's summer.
Summer
All
Friday.
summer. Cut the Friday.
How did you get? It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
We are golfing. We're doing the Ryder Cup. There's not going to be any spoilers coming out later this in August. So that's why you're watching us in. I don't even know what to describe. Beautiful cabin. A beautiful cabin.
Mm-hmm.
What was that, Max?
It's literally as far away from Friday as you could possibly be.
Yeah, actually,
Like it's either
you're right.
Monday or Tuesday or both as far away, equally as far away from Friday.
Yeah.
Hank, where'd that come from? Where'd the Friday part come from?
That was bad.
Because we're golfing.
You're
We're golfing.
golfing.
We're
I'm
golfing.
Friday. This
Your
whole
brain
week is
goes to
Friday.
Friday as soon
It's
as we start
summer.
golfing.
Yeah, no, it's on me. Hand up.
This is a
Hand up.
dream-
Hand up.
this is a
Delete
dream
that.
week
We're
for-
gonna cut that.
We're basically
good edit.
playing maximum amount of golf this week for content
And-
for our jobs.
Yeah, hot
So-
cool throne.
Hank is very excited about that.
You just try to move us on?
Yeah, he did. All
trying
right,
to
well, we'll
segue?
move on. We'll move on. But one last thing, Aaron Rodgers is he's doing a retirement tour.
I don't know that he is.
He says he is.
Do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to get to the end of this season and the Steelers make the playoffs and then he's going to fade quietly into the sunset?
Probably not.
Like go buy a bungalow in Costa Rica?
Probably not.
I don't think he is.
Yeah, probably not. I feel like he's just saying this maybe to gain favor from Steelers fans, being like, "Hey, I'm not going to torture you guys for too long."
Mhm. I mean, what does that mean for his legacy, though?
Oh man,
Two
his-
teams.
Yeah, well, he's got a legacy of 0.3.
Yeah. What about Benedict Arnold? 0 championships, 2 teams.
That's crazy.
It's bad.
Yeah, he's a negative. Although you can't divide by 0.
No,
right?
I think if you leave a team and then they immediately win after you leave, and then your new team doesn't win anything, then that's negative. That's negative legacy.
Ryan Whitney.
Oh fuck!
God damn it, Hank! Why would you bring him up?
Bryce Harper. Shit. Damn.
Ryan Whitney will be on the show on Friday. I've confirmed that booking. Not because he's staying. He's staying in a cabin with me in PFT, and I said to him, "Hey, can you come on Friday?" He said, "Yeah."
He is not looking forward to it.
He's not. He said, "What? So you can beat me up?"
Yeah.
Like, yeah, dude.
I had a dumb thought.
Yeah.
This might be the dumbest thought
Okay.
maybe I've ever said.
Okay. Yeah.
No, it's dumber.
Rollerblading from LA to San Diego was up
Dunking
there.
from the free throw
Yeah,
line.
that rocks. Both those
Taking
things
a
rock.
boat, taking a fan boat from New Orleans to Baton Rouge after LSU won a championship.
You're describing
in the middle
awesome
of the night.
things.
In
Do
the
you
middle of
realize
the night,
that? Do you realize
as if we
every
would be
word
like,
you say makes me sound cool.
as if LSU fans would be like, "Oh shit, PFT and Big Cat are here. Now the party starts."
It wasn't about it was about the journey, the fan boat journey.
It was about showing up on the fan boat. But go ahead.
Yeah. So this might be the dumbest idea ever. Deep in the second round of the NBA draft, let's just say the Pacers got the last pick in the second round of the NBA draft. Maybe they're a little bit worried about selling tickets.
Oh, I
next
know where
season.
you're going with this.
Maybe a little bit
I
worried
like
about
it.
selling tickets.
This isn't dumb.
next season.
This is not dumb.
Halliburton's not going to be back.
This is not dumb.
Why don't they draft Caitlin Clark?
This is not dumb. This is not dumb. I do not think this is dumb at all.
Put her in like the late second half of a blowout. Either way, maybe like a handful of games here or there. Are they allowed to do that? I know that you can pay her.
I don't think this is dumb.
I think she'd sell tickets.
I do not think that's dumb at all.
Now, is she at the ability level to be an NBA player? No, obviously not. But sell tickets. She's not. She can go
Ball
out there
and hoop.
She can hit a couple threes.
Ball and hoop.
Hank, what do you think?
Floor space.
How dumb is that idea?
It would sell tickets.
It would sell tickets.
Yeah. Like, honestly, the Wizards should draft her.
It would be so funny.
The Wizards should draft. I'm going to say this right now. The Washington Wizards, second round pick, whatever your last second round pick is, draft Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
You want people to go to your games?
It's not a dumb idea. So that I'm throwing out the rollerblades was dumber.
Zach, was that a dumb idea?
Honestly, I think it was kind of a solid game plan to sell some tickets, get
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark in the building.
Sell some jerseys?
Yeah.
Definitely sell some jerseys. Definitely, they're pumping merch. They pick Caitlin Clark up.
Yeah, Pacers, Caitlin Clark jerseys would go crazy.
Dude, they would go hard.
Yeah. That would be sick. All right, Hank, you want to do hot seat chill throne? Or you
Yeah.
still think it's Friday?
No, let's do hot seat.
All right, hot seat chill throne.
Wait, Firefest?
This segment is brought to you by Body Armor Sports Drink. This summer, cool off with Body Armor Chill, a bold new way to hydrate with no artificial dyes, flavors, or sweeteners. Enjoy a new refreshing cooling sensation in 3 impossibly cold flavors: frozen berry, frozen cherry, and frozen orange. Available for a limited time. Grab yours at 7-Eleven or a store near you. Hot Seat Chill Throne. Get Body Armor today. Available for a limited time. Grab yours at 7-Eleven or a store near you. You can't. I was literally reading the ad and I saw Max giggling. Like I saw his body in the background giggling, and I started to giggle. It's Friday. This guy.
I just can't believe that. Summer Friday. That's going to be an all-time. That's going to be. It's one of the most ridiculous things ever said.
So good. It's so good.
It's bad.
I just started thinking about it. I'm going to be giggling about it probably for the rest of the week.
For sure. I'm going to wake up tomorrow and try to get donuts.
Then Billy asking Whitney, "How was your weekend?" on a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday. No, yes. What are your plans for the weekend? Was it?
How was your weekend?
Yeah, how's your Saturday?
How's your Saturday? How was your
Okay,
Saturday?
I forgot that it was your Saturday.
Yeah. All right.
Just as bad though.
Hank, Hot Seat Chiltron.
No, yeah, that made me never want to speak on this podcast again.
Good thing you're up.
My hot seat's Jokic.
Yeah.
Yep.
Out of nowhere, basically, the Nuggets owner was doing a press conference and said there's a nightmare scenario where the wrong player gets injured and the season apron could force them to consider the possibility of trading Nikola Jokic.
What nightmare scenario is that?
You're sorry, yeah, just like
Basically,
injuries.
Jamal Murray gets what is it?
Oh no, will he get injured again like every year? That was mean. Sorry, Jamal Murray.
But that's basically like in the Celtics. They were doing the luxury tax. Like the Celtics did the same thing where the nightmare scenario happened and they had to deal with it. They weren't talking about the nightmare scenario beforehand.
This guy,
completely unprompted, they were like, "Yep, it could happen." Like, why would you do that?
I feel like
on a summer Friday.
Yeah, I feel like he was at you don't try to take this back. Don't try to repurpose it and make a joke out of it. Do not.
It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. It's fucking Tuesday, dude. It's literally Tuesday. I feel like he came from a meeting where they maybe like an accountant looked at it and was like, "Hey, if you traded Jokic." So we're Friday. All right, that's our Jokic discussion.
Okay. Well, okay, I have a spin zone. Though.
I got a cool throne.
Wait,
Okay.
I have
Chill
a
throne.
quick spin zone for that though.
I got a chill throne.
If you're the GM of the Nuggets, your job is to literally think through nightmare scenarios, right?
Yeah.
Not say him.
Not Sam,
but-
but yes, not Sam.
Do you know what I'm saying?
No,
I
yes,
think
yes, that's true.
It's
That's
good
true.
that it's
No,
good
that's
that
true.
he thought about it.
That's true.
Just don't say it.
I think
Yes.
what happened was, though, I think he was literally in a meeting right before the press conference with like an accountant, like the head of payroll. And he was like, "Can you just give me show me what we got right now?"
Yeah.
And he saw Jokic at the top. He's like, "Oh, well," and then it just came out.
I think his job, a good GM should be thinking.
It's not GM, owner Josh Kroenke who
Okay.
said this.
Owner.
A good
Owner.
owner, if they're in lockstep with their GM, should be thinking through all the worst case scenarios. They should have a plan for whatever happens. I think maybe he had a meeting where they were going through the worst case scenarios, and that scenario stood out to him so much he's literally had nightmares about him. Like,
Yeah.
it has become a nightmare scenario for him.
Yeah.
And so now he's just like thinking about it nonstop. So he had
In
to,
his head,
he had to say it. You should not say that.
Never
but
say
you
it.
should think about it.
Never say it.
Never.
Never.
My chill throne. Tight End University.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift,
They got Taylor Swift.
T Swifty.
She was at. We were at this. Or no, I don't think you guys came. Me and Billy were at this
we were
party.
there. We were upstairs.
We were at this party 2 years ago. Would we have gotten the invite if we were there this year?
Oh, it
I
could have
think
been
it
you.
might have. I think it might have. We did get the invite this year.
But yeah.
I think us not going maybe.
That's what I was. That was my first reaction.
I think
was
there might
like,
be a chance like, oh yeah, the
if we
Barstool
were
guys aren't here.
there, would she have gone?
Yes.
And how would it have gone for
Correct.
us?
Yes, she
Bad.
would. Yes, she would have gone. I think there's a.
But they would have. They would have. Kept,
Oh,
they
we
would
would have
have.
been close.
We would have been put in a corner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We would have probably been given like a fake.
I also think we would have borderline not got invited.
Yeah, we might have been given a fake location. Like, oh yeah, the party's over here.
But that's a huge.
Is she doing drills with him?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Huge.
It's crazy. It's a crazy get.
Yeah, it is. I might even, dare I say, I think Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are officially dating in my eyes.
That's huge.
Yeah,
Did you
people
see
forget the other part of that clip was me saying if she ever goes to TEU.
Have we seen video evidence of her at TU or just pictures?
I assume there's video evidence as well. I'll find it.
Well, Hank gets caught with a lot of questionable video evidence.
True.
Did you see the dog scuba diving?
Yeah.
That was sick. Yeah. Just a big bubble, and the shark came up and hit him.
And the cats
Off the diving board. Yeah, that was
That
sick.
one was real.
Yeah. Okay, PFT, your hot seat chill throne.
My hot seat is Antonio Brown.
Oh.
Antonio Brown's on the hot seat. We didn't talk about this. Dude is on the run right now because he's wanted for attempted murder.
That's not good.
But Antonio Brown has done a great job of just putting so much weird shit out there that the attempted murder thing kind of just gets lumped in with all the other stuff that he's done.
Right.
Where you're jacking off in a pool in front of a family.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Where you're spray painting your mustache gold and then touching knees with Jeff Darlington.
The jack off pool one, was that in like Abu Dhabi or something?
Like
Wasn't
a country where you're allowed to jack off?
No,
in front of kids?
no. I'm not saying that, but I feel like there was something where it was like he was in a foreign country, so that's why people were like, "Oh, whatever."
I feel like in Abu Dhabi they would cut your
I
hand
agree.
off.
I agree. I can't remember where it happened.
But yeah, so Antonio
check
Brown,
that for me?
he is he's accused of attempted murder for firing a gun after whatever that stream fight was. Mm-hmm. I didn't have the attention span to really dig into who was at that fight. But
Let me guess, Aiden Ross.
Aiden Ross, yeah. So he's on the run, and he's also still tweeting while he's on the run.
Well, his account is.
His account is still tweeting.
Yes.
But he's still posting. Like there's been videos and stuff. At some point, Antonio Brown is going to give away his location, right? Yeah.
It was Dubai.
Dubai, okay.
Yeah.
Like when who was it? Was it Andrew Tate that gave away his location by like posting a selfie video of him?
I think it was like a pizza box.
And there's
or
a pizza
something?
box in the background that's like
Yeah.
it's only Antonio Brown is going to do that exact same thing.
He's going to make it easier.
He's going to make it way easier.
He's going to just post. He's going to post himself up at like a very well-known place.
Yeah, in front of the Eiffel Tower.
He's in Times Square.
Yeah. So yeah, Antonio Brown, hot seat. And then my cool throne is my fear of heights.
Chiltron.
Chill throne is my fear of heights. Because on the plane ride here, shout out to the pilot that we had today. He let me sit up front. I was basically like a 5-year-old that he let into the cockpit, and he was like showing me all the stuff that he was doing. And he's like, "Okay, well, I'm going to turn the radio on, and you're going to get to hear all the navigation info. And look over there. That's where the airstrip is." And he talked me into taking flying lessons.
Hell yes.
I think I'm going to take flying lessons from this guy.
Nice.
From this guy Marty. I think I'm going to finally do it and get behind the stick of a plane.
Please don't die.
Well, no, I said flying lessons, not crashing lessons.
Well, I'm just saying, please don't die.
I'm going to try not to die. I'm going to try my best.
That's all I
I'm
was
getting a
looking
lot
for.
of blank stares in this room from people that are like, "Oh, PFT's not going to do this."
No. What did I just say? I think you're going to do it. I'm saying, please do not die.
I think you're going to get flying lessons. I think you're going to get pilot's license. I think you're going to buy a plane.
And then you might die.
Correct. That's the concern.
That's where I'm worried about the death.
I'm never going to buy a plane.
Okay, but
I already
You
own
might,
several on my computer.
and I don't want you to die.
Yeah.
This is me as a, I'm saying as people who just fly on their own
Yeah.
do die.
No, but I was watching him, and it was like, I was asking the best questions to him. He kept turning around. You know what he would say to me? "Great question."
Oh, nice.
I'd be like, what's our landing speed? What's our stall speed? Great question. At this altitude? Great question. I could tell he was impressed. Yes, Max?
What is the point of taking flying lessons if you don't intend to like use them?
No, it doesn't mean I'm not going to fly a plane. It just means I'm not going to.
Great question.
Bad question.
You would learn how to fly, and then you would be like, it would be actually sick if I could just, instead of go to traffic to my lake house, I could just fly to the lake house.
And then you'd be like,
And
"Oh
then you
yeah,
would die.
I found
And
this
then-
fucking plane on Plane B&B."
Yeah,
You'll
right.
hit up
Then
Chef Donnie,
yeah,
Brand, yeah.
right.
finding
Yeah.
something on Facebook
Yeah.
Marketplace.
Yes. This
yes.
all is. Yeah.
That is a very.
Thank you.
You
I
and
feel like
Chef
I was the
Donnie will
first
end
one
up with
there,
a plane
and then you
and
guys all
fucking-
are following
yeah,
along
no.
with where I went to.
That is a very valid concern that Hank had of me working hard, getting a pilot's license, and then cheaping out on a plane because I got a
Correct.
great deal.
So,
I'm like, this guy's practically giving it away.
so is my initial
thing
inclination
flew in
not
World War
correct when I
II.
said
Look how
please don't
sick it
die?
is.
That's where my brain went right away. It was just like, you're gonna end up flying a small plane by yourself. Please don't die.
This is the El Camino, but in the air.
But dangerous.
Oh my god. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, hey, guess what?
and
When you run out of gas,
that's another good point,
When you run out
Max.
of gas with your plane, that's not good.
That's another good point by Max, which is if the El Camino has any bearing on how I evaluate motors. I'm not going to buy a plane. I have no intention. I will. I'm just considering
You
taking
and Chef
flying
Dolly are
lessons.
never allowed to buy a plane.
Why?
You both would crash.
Yes.
I just think
He
that
will try and convince you
on
to
this
buy a
podcast
plane.
we should be nurturing
and
each
then
other's interests
you'll
and
crash
hobbies, and this is an opportunity I have to do something incredible. And I think I'm going to take flying lessons.
Okay.
All right.
Can I say it one more time? Please
Yeah.
don't die.
All right. Hank, you should laugh. You can't fucking get 10 feet off the ground.
Well, 10 feet off the ground would be way more than dunking.
All right, that was my chill
die,
throne.
though.
Chill throne is flying, baby. Take it to the skies.
All right, my hot seat is our good friend Joe Burrow because we didn't talk about this
Yeah.
on Sunday, but the baseball throw. What happened there? We have to defend Joe. We love Joe. What happened?
It's Sun Tzu. Have you read The Art of War, Big Cat?
Okay, yeah.
Make your enemies believe you're weak when you are in fact
That
strong.
you can't throw a baseball?
Yeah.
Well, he's so focused on throwing a football. That's
Yeah,
all he
that's
knows.
true.
Like it was a football motion.
All right, I
Like
have
he
my spin
doesn't have
zone.
the like. I don't. He might not have played baseball.
I have
so he
my
just only knows how to throw overhand like a football.
My spin zone.
I
is,
can't throw a football because I can only throw a baseball.
Yeah, my spin zone is that Michael Rubin just paid off every single person that had anything to do with Fanatics Fest and like checked off like, all right, Brady, or Manning, you're gonna fake tackle Brady. Kevin Durant, we're gonna get you traded. Joe Burrow, you're gonna throw a baseball poorly. I actually think that he probably bought viral moments.
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm going with. So I think Joe
Livy
Burrow.
Dunn broke the World Cup.
Yep, the guy spilled the soda next to Livy Dunn.
Yep.
I think Joe Burrow, incredible entrepreneur, capitalist. You made a lot of money to throw a baseball like that. That's my take.
I actually don't think that you're wrong.
Yeah,
I think that if you look at everything that came out of that weekend, there was a lot of plans.
there was a lot of planned
Yes.
viral moments that like they probably are like. They actually there's probably a contract somewhere that's like it's titled Joe Burrow throws a baseball poorly, and here's the offer sheet.
How much money do you think it would take for if you were Joe Burrow? I'm not saying you're you. I'm saying you're an NFL quarterback. How much money would it take for you to put that tape out there?
I think just
I
a
think
couple.
you start at $1 million.
I was gonna say a couple million because Joe Burrow doesn't seem phased by what
Seven
other people
figures,
think of
yeah.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a couple million, that should get it done.
Like one baseball pitch for $1 million. Like,
Yeah.
If you're going into a contract
I don't
year,
care.
price goes up.
Yep. Agreed. Also, hot seat. Have you guys seen these Italian DJs online? On have you seen them? Are those guys real?
Yeah.
What is that? Are they industry plants? They're everywhere
Probably.
right now.
I mean,
Okay. Have you seen them, Pete?
I've not seen them, but are those the guys that use like people's heads?
No,
to-
they're basically it's like they wear like 80s clothes and they're usually
like synth pop.
it's these guys. They're usually in like a bathroom or like a kitchen and they're doing like 80s techno music. Is that what an industry plant is? I wish I knew what industry plants were before someone was like, "Hey, that's an industry plant." I wish I could see it myself.
I don't
Like
know,
the
they got a
Bobby
good vibe.
Altoff,
I
she
don't
was
think-
an
I don't-
industry plant, right?
I don't think she was either. I think people throw that around. People get popular. I think these guys are just got a unique vibe.
All right, I like it.
and they're popping off.
I also had a moment where I was like, "Are they AI?" That bummed me out.
Yeah.
That's
I was like,
that's a
that
problem in
fucking
today's
bummed me
society.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
God
Because they
forbid.
had good beats.
Yeah,
I've done more research into that guy that I thought might have been AI. I think he's actually AI.
Oh,
The singer-songwriter that I was like, this dude's next up.
yeah. So that's kind of what this is like. This could easily be AI.
Yeah.
Fuck. All right. My chill throne is a quick embrace the debate that I saw online today. Do you guys, when you guys go to the bathroom, do you piss with your balls out or in? I just thought it was a really funny
Balls
embrace
in.
debate. Balls in?
You separate, yeah. It's a
I
job.
think I piss with my balls out.
No, it's a need-to-know basis. My balls don't need to know that I'm pissing.
completely dependent on pants.
That's a good point. Like jeans, I'll probably go balls in. If I'm wearing sweatpants, it's definitely balls out.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
If you go sweatpants, you gotta pull down
Right.
to get everything over
Right.
the top.
No, but even some like like the pants I have on now, I'd probably just go balls out. Yeah.
Yeah. Just flop them over. Yeah, I think I go balls out.
Yeah, so when I piss,
I'm pretty
sure I'm balls
50-50.
out. Except for when it's a zipper. Then if you put your balls through a zipper, that's crazy.
You're crazy. Yeah, that feels like little tiny razor blades. But yeah, if you're pissing, that's the penis's
Also,
job.
if I'm drunk enough,
if
I'll
you're
just
having
fucking
sex, then that's
balls out.
the balls need to be out. Nobody just goes penis
you go
only.
all the way down to your like.
It's like, what am I
you go
gonna
like
zip down or I'll just
7-year-old?
fucking yeah. I'm not to my ankles, but like just fucking. I don't care.
Are you balls out or balls in?
It's dependent on the pants. Like if we're doing like elastic waistband, more athletic fans, probably balls out. If we're
Balls
doing
out.
jeans, probably balls in.
You guys ever piss to the side?
Elaborate.
Like down the leg of the shorts if you're wearing shorts.
My cock's
I don't have that kind.
Yeah.
You take a knee for it.
What? Now where are we talking about?
Like if you're play.
on a field.
Yeah, on a field. Like when
I've done that on a beach before.
Yeah, when I used to play rugby, it's like during the game, you go off to the corner of the field.
Yeah.
You just pull your little pecker through the side, and then you piss, and then hopefully somebody gets tackled right there, and you all share a good laugh.
I took a piss today on the golf course behind a tree, and I when you just pick the wrong tree, I started pissing, and then I looked to my left, and there was like 5 different angles of people being able to look at me. I was like, well, that didn't do anything.
I saw Memes pissing outside today on the course, just in somebody's front yard. Memes was just standing, and he pulls his pants below his ass.
Balls out?
Below his ass, just pissing in somebody's front yard. This poor family.
Balls out. Zach, finish us off. Hot seat, chill throne. Also, congrats to Zach. He didn't die today on the plane.
Plane right went well.
Yeah.
Everybody survived. The pilot, or someone was telling me the pilot had several decades of experience with commercial airlines, so that was super reassuring. I was like, oh, this guy's got skin in the game. Like he's
legit.
a professional guy. He wants to get back to the family.
And you got a free kiss from Jerry anytime you want.
I do have one of those bang for a bad day.
He banked a kiss from Jerry because I told Zach, I was like, hey, if we're going down, are you worried that maybe you'll think in your head, man, I'm about to die and I never kissed a boy? And I was like, what boy would you kiss? And Jerry was like, I'll do it. And he said that offer stands.
He said permanently stands, so I'll keep that card back pocket.
Nice.
Never know.
Huge. Okay. What do you got?
So I do have a hot seat. You guys are familiar with like the originally when the AI video started coming out, it was like wonky eyes, wonky hands. You could tell, right?
Yeah.
And then last couple months, you guys saw the videos where the koalas are vlogging and the yetis are vlogging through the city and everything.
Yep.
Now, have you seen the AI test videos to where it's like, okay, they'll give you 5 scenarios, 5 people or 5 news reporters, and then you have to pick like, is this AI before and after the video?
Yeah.
Like go through like 5 of them.
Yeah.
My hot seat is pretty much everybody on Earth. We probably need to come together and realize that we can't tell anymore.
No.
There's like, and I thought this would be like a decade, 15, 20 years from now. I think it's in the next 6 months where it's absolutely finished and there's no need to there's no need in getting on the internet because you have no clue what you're looking at.
Correct.
Yeah.
Very, very soon.
Yeah.
Zach.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
The cat's high diving.
Yes.
The kitten's high diving?
No, that was real.
Wait, did you fail the test?
Zach's right.
Well, I felt several of them on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insanely difficult sometimes.
So extremely.
It's pretty scary. Zach, would you be interested in an app that goes on your phone that flags every AI created video as being AI before it plays?
Yes, if that's already it.
This is what I'm working on right now.
That's huge. That's
It's called KO AI, and I'm working on it.
Let me get the beta on that.
I think
happy
that
to
would
do
be
it.
a good app to have. But it's for the last, I'd say 4 months. It's just scary. Now I'm just terrified online all the time.
I thought we had
Just wait
tons
till
of
4
time.
months
It
from
would
now.
maybe like the way younger
That's what I'm
people's
saying.
problem. You know what I mean? Like the smaller kids now. No, we're all absolutely fucked.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I know I might be late to that, but here recently I'm like, all right, the internet's finished.
No, it's been going on for a while. They've been good for a long time.
It even will get you to confuse which day it is.
Sometimes it's Tuesday, sometimes it's Friday.
Yeah.
I saw this trend. It's happening on TikTok right now. It's ASMR. It's visual AI ASMR. So it's people cutting into like Jello and fruits and shit, but it's all AI, and it's supposed to make you feel good while you're watching it. But the entire thing is AI. It's just you're now officially a zombie if you watch those videos and you just stare at it and feel good. You're you're not even a person anymore at that point.
There's like AI influencers on Instagram with like hundreds of thousands of followers, and their comment sections are just a bunch of horny dudes who have no clue that it's not a real woman.
I actually think that's not the worst thing in the world.
I saw one of those girls the other day.
I think you get
she hot?
You get a bunch of weirdos,
Really hot?
like moth to a flame around an AI chick that's.
But
But
it
you're
was
not
like-
harassing a real girl.
Was it obviously fake or no?
No, I had to really
Double take.
dive deep and figure out. I was like, I'm pretty sure this girl's fake.
I'm pretty sure I follow an AI on Instagram, but guess what? She's so hot.
That's bad.
Why?
It's just bad.
It's scary.
Yeah.
It doesn't really bother me. Every time I see them, I'm like, wow, those huge cans.
They really
And they look
figured
so
out.
real.
They figured out the nipples way before they figured out the thumbs.
Yeah. All right, your chill throne?
I do have a children. This might be piggybacking a little bit off of what you guys talked about earlier in the episode. We all saw
The
clips-
Friday thing that Hank did?
We're cut that. That's not
Friday's coming up in a lot of days, but it is.
Australia,
In a lot
China.
of days.
It's Friday in
is
China.
closer.
No, it's not even
It
close.
can't be. Yeah. I don't even think with the furthest time change, but it could be relatively close.
Well, when they're listening now,
Zach, you're right.
No, still no. How far ahead do you think?
they're like 2 days or something.
You think there's a place
You
on
think
Earth
there's
that's 2 days ahead?
Do you know?
18 hours?
How many time zones do you think there are?
8.
You're also
12.
referring to something that happened this morning.
They're not 12. They're not 8. Think about what a day is.
There's 24 time zones?
It's Friday.
You want to know a crazy fact? China only has one time zone.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So is Arizona.
It's pretty, but China should have like
That's
6 or
not
7.
What that means, but you just mean they don't change their clocks.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy though is like, why don't we just have one time where it's the same time everywhere on Earth?
Yeah, I mean,
But just if you say it's like 12 noon in England, in London, or wherever Greenwich Mean Time is, then 12 noon in England is sunny, and then 12 noon in like Alaska is nighttime.
what do we do about the 9 to 5? What do we do for? I guess it still would be 5 o'clock somewhere.
That's actually a good point.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's not 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah.
If we only have one time zone.
yeah. Okay. Well, no, it would be. Oh yeah, one time zone. Yeah, yeah.
It
So
would,
yeah,
it would literally
you wouldn't
only
get
be 5
yeah,
o'clock in one place.
one place at the whole Earth.
There should be a country where it's always 5 o'clock.
Yeah. Okay. Your Chiltron.
Oh, gotcha. I would like to say honorable mention to children. I think it is pretty chill to already be on Friday, so that is huge. But just to piggyback off what you guys were talking about a little earlier, I know that OKC had the parade. It's huge. SGA is running through the streets with the trophy, which I thought was kind of a wild move on the concrete. You know, everybody's having a great time. They're on the buses. They're popping the bottles of champagne. But Alex Caruso with the Lakers ring as the chain with the Mount Rushmore tee and the big bottles of 42, he's having a splendid day. The bubble ring allegations are gone forever.
No.
And
No. I think they got harder.
No.
You don't think so?
No. His ring is just a piece of like it's a necklace. It's not even real anymore.
So I guess you could maybe say, okay, maybe the allegations of that championship aren't gone, but he has another one to say, hey, well, I also have this one.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Might
But
be-
I mean, now he's treating his own like it's no better than a shark's tooth.
I'll say this. I think he went from 0 rings to 1.5 rings. I don't know if that makes sense.
You know, in a
it
way,
does in my head.
In a way, because it validates the
Right.
first ring.
It's for a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many has
Yeah.
LeBron won since the bubble?
0.
Interesting.
You big LeBron guy?
I think LeBron's great at basketball for sure.
Okay. Cool. Sounds like you're a big LeBron guy.
LeBron's a good athlete.
Okay. Carmelo though over LeBron.
Yeah, 100%.
Amari Stoudemire. One got to go. Amari Stoudemire, LeBron James.
In what capacity?
One got to go.
Basketball?
Yeah.
Can we rotate with someone else?
This isn't a hard question. All right,
No, it's a
last
fair
question,
question.
then we're going to go to Mount Rushmore, and then
Okay.
we have our 2 interviews. Melo versus LeBron 2-11 1-on-1.
Mello.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right. We're going to do Mount Rushmore of M things, and then we have Ryen Russillo and then Isaiah Hartenstein, and we'll finish up with FAQs. Okay, before we get to Mount Rushmore, Mountain Dew. Guess what? It's summer. It's Mount Rushmore season. It's summer season. It's drinking Mountain Dew in warm weather season. There is nothing better than an ice cold Mountain Dew when the weather gets warm. Start of the golf season, you're out at the beach, barbecue in your backyard. Mountain Dew is the perfect thing to go with all of those. It is delicious. They have the throwback cans, which we absolutely love. Nothing goes better with Mount Rushmore, with golf, with barbecues, and hanging with your friends and refreshing citrusy kick of Mountain Dew. Look at these cans. They're absolutely gorgeous. It's nostalgia in a can. Love that they brought these back. Mountain Dew, absolutely delicious. And basically the perfect drink for a hot summer day. It is Mountain Dew. So go grab the Mountain Dew new cans, old cans, but new cans, and grab a Dew in this warm weather. Summer season is back. Grab a Dew in the new packaging and enjoy the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. We're also going to be at Barstool Camp later this year. Mountain Dew is going to be with us. We're so excited for it. It's summer. It's camp season. It's basically the best time of year to be outside and drink a Mountain Dew. So go grab a Mountain Dew. Grab a Dew in the new packaging and enjoy the refreshing citrus kick. Okay, it is time. It is Mount Rushmore season. We are here.
Best time of the year.
Best time of year. A reminder, it is PFT and Hank, Max and Memes, and me and Zach, and we will post. Do we want to talk about posting the polls? Because it feels like every single year we have an issue with that. What time are we posting them? They're going to be blind. We're going to go off the votes.
We're not allowed to interact with the polls.
Correct.
Whatsoever.
Not even a retweet?
We're not.
We've done retweets in the past. I don't care.
I don't think we are.
Okay. I mean,
we can
whatever
retweet
rules
it.
we make
We
are
can
going to be.
retweet it.
We can retweet?
Yeah. Do you want as many people voting as possible?
Oh.
Hank is saying that because he has PFT on his team.
Nice. No retweets.
Yeah.
No retweets, no interaction.
I
Zach,
think
you understand that?
Hank's right. I think what we're seeing from Hank is
No.
actually just growth.
Max,
you guys
good
do-
eye.
yeah.
Good eye, Max. All right, so we'll post them on the Pardon My Takes Twitter every day. What time? Do we know? Because
We
Meme's
usually
going to
do
ask
noon.
us.
11?
Noon?
Or 11 Central?
11 Central, so that people have time to listen to the show.
Hour-long vote?
Is it usually, yeah, they're 2 hours? 2 hours. 2 hours.
hours,
2
okay.
hours. And then this year we've decided we're going to do something for the punishment where there's going to be 4 punishments. One is going to be what we know 1 and 4. We don't know 2 and 3. We got to figure that out, which we can, anyone who has ideas, throw them out there. So we decided there'll be 4 punishments that we'll choose from. We're going to use the lottery ball machine at the end of Mount Rushmore season. So the losing team will have an equal chance to get one of the 4 punishments. One of the punishments will be those 2 guys have to drive to Mount Rushmore and back, no stopping or sleeping over, and basically live stream the whole thing. Take a picture of Mount Rushmore, of them in front of Mount Rushmore, and then drive right back. And then the 4th punishment will be the first and second place team will have to buy a vacation for the losing team. So there's 1 really bad, 1 really good, and then 2 and 3 we got to figure out. They got to be kind of medium punishments that can be interactive for the fans.
And then to decide which punishment we get, we're going to use the lotto system, right?
Yep,
Kind of like
the lottery ball
there's going to
machine.
be a lottery ball machine. It's going to
Yep.
be weighted like the NBA draft.
Yep.
So it's a higher percentage that you get punishments 2 and 3 than the punishment that's really just a vacation.
Well, they'll be the same. That you get 2 or the vacation or 3 or the vacation. It'll be 25%.
Oh, it's going to be
each.
25% for each of them.
Oh, we can change it.
Okay.
Yeah, we can change that. I thought it was going to be equal. There's
What's
4
the point of
punishments.
doing Mount Rushmore?
Well, because you could have a really bad one or a really good one.
But if you come in dead last
You're having to do the lottery ball no matter what.
for 25 for no advantage,
No, it's just you're getting selected something. So you have a 1 in 4 chance of going on vacation. You have a 3 in 4 chance of being punished.
I think it should be weighted a little bit. So
if it's not
That's
weighted,
fine.
then I don't. Yeah, what's the point?
Yeah.
Of,
well, it's weighted in the fact that 3 out of 4 are not good.
but there's no incentive to do well in Mount Rushmore season.
Well, yeah, you don't want to lose and go into the lottery.
I think it should be like
What?
10% chance you get the vacation.
That's fine, but
I agree with that too.
That's
the
fine.
vacation should
that's
be
fine. But you understand what I'm saying? Even if you lose, you have to do the lottery ball, and 3 out of 4 suck.
Yeah,
So there is an incentive to not lose.
there is, but 25% is
Or are you
too
just
high.
saying you're guaranteed to
So
get
I
the
think-
vacation?
Never mind.
What?
I thought everyone was doing it.
Oh no,
I
it's
thought
just
it was
a
like
losing team.
I thought
just
three,
a losing team.
3 teams were losing.
No. We did throw around a bunch of different ideas. No, it's just the losing team is going to the lottery ball, and yeah, we can make the vacation 10% and the other ones 30%.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like that.
Okay. So we're gonna start Mount Rushmore season. And by the way, if you have a good Mount Rushmore, if you have an idea for a good Mount Rushmore, please tweet us, send us an email. We have a lot of topics we need to get through. We have a lot of Mount Rushmores we'd love to do, but we're going to start with something that's very open-ended to give us a way to get into the flow. It's a Mount Rushmore of things that start with M. M.
M.
M.
As in moo.
As in moo.
Breaking moves.
How are we doing draft order?
I think we go lotto ball. We go one team gets 1 through 25, 0 through 25. One team gets 26 through 50. One team gets 51 through 75. The other team gets 76 through 100. And then whoever gets picked.
There's only 3 teams.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, 33.
I was like, where are you going with this?
33. We split the lotto ball up into 3 teams, and then whoever gets that ball, first pick, clockwise from there.
Yeah.
Okay. So
0 to 33, 33 to 66.
is 0 in there? We should have
Or-
thought about
no,
that
no.
beforehand.
1 to 33,
Yeah.
34,
34 to 66.
Yeah.
67
to 100.
Okay.
All right. So who gets what?
3.
I don't want. We don't want it.
We'll take the middles. I don't care.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll take the. Yeah, we'll take the end.
So we have, Zach, we have 34 to 66.
If I get 3, this counts.
Agreed.
I can't do math. I feel like we have less numbers.
What do you have?
34 to 66. I feel like 67 to 100 has more numbers, but that's just a vibe thing.
No, I think that
I
counts.
think that's true.
Yeah.
I think that's
I think
true.
you have one more
Because
number.
It's 33.3%.
Yeah.
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 Whatever.
So you have to 99.
Okay, fine. And then deal.
100 we end the show forever. Okay?
Deal.
100 means this is the last part of my take. Literally, the mic will cut out, and that'll be it. We'll never do another
Or
episode.
at least we won't do Mount Rushmore ever. Zach will just give us his Mount Rushmore.
I'm not rooting for 100. I hope it's 3.
3 counts for Hank.
55.
Okay.
55.
So you guys first.
Well, okay, do we get to decide if we want to go first?
Sure.
No,
we can give it.
I think you guys just get to pick the order.
Yeah. Okay.
By the way, Hank and I in lockstep.
Oh, I love that.
We got
You
such
guys
a-
have
we
said
got-
that so many times.
We
I
got such
totally
a good
believe
thing
it.
going right now. We do.
Zach, do you want to? Should we go first? You want to go first?
If you feel good about going first, I'm down to go
Yeah, I
first.
feel good about going first.
Let's ride.
Fuck it. We'll go first, and then who's going second?
You choose.
Oh, all right. Well, it's kind of because they're sitting across from each other. We're sitting across from each other. Max and Memes can go second.
Yes. Love that.
You guys go third.
Hank and I are in lockstep.
And we're gonna change every day. It just
Yeah.
keeps changing. So does first go to second after the next show? I can't
forget.
remember.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't remember at all.
No, second goes to first.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah, second goes to
Second goes
first.
to first.
Yeah.
Second goes to first.
Listen, we're a little rusty. Okay.
Not us.
Yeah, we're in lockstep.
You guys keep saying you're in lockstep.
Zach,
like
would you
coming
like?
out first
would
practice
you
of the
like to make
season,
the
I haven't
first
just-
pick of Mount
unstoppable.
Rushmore
haven't said that
season?
a
I think we
single
go
time,
with our 1-1. Zach, you do the honors.
You think we got 1-1 here?
I think we go 1-1.
3?
First pick, we would like to elect music.
We're taking all of music.
It's a good pick.
All of music.
Had that.
Music is very important in life.
Good pick.
Love music. Zach and I, we both said music when we had our meeting. Little twinkle in our eye. We were like, this might work out, the two of us.
Zach, what's your favorite music?
Favorite music, I like rap music, country music, and pop music. Favorite would have to be, depending on the day, today I listen to more rap than country music today.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's day to day.
Yes, changes with the mood, but I would like to say music predates language. Music is in everyone's hearts and souls, and music is a great one.
Wow, way to
What
go,
a
Zach.
speech.
That felt good.
I can't compete with
It's
that
in
speech.
everyone's
Thank
hearts
God
and
that's
souls.
not
That was
graphic.
tough. That was tough.
There you go, Zach. I told
great.
Zach, I was like, hey, how this works is like we're gonna make our pick. We got to give a little bit of like razzmatazz.
Yeah.
I didn't think he had that in him.
What about deaf people, Zach? What about all our deaf listeners out there?
They can actually feel the like vibrations. They sit down and like it changes for them and shit.
They can feel the beat.
Yeah, feel the bass. Okay,
Good pick.
you guys have the second pick?
No, we have the second
yes.
We are going to go money with our second pick.
All right, materialistic, but,
Yep.
but that's
Extremely.
fine.
Yep.
Money is the root of all
Is
evil.
money everything?
Yeah. You guys hate money.
I'm just.
Why don't you guys just get rid of all your money over there?
Listen.
If you guys don't want money, we will take the money.
We are PFT and I
If you guys don't like it.
PFT and I are literally trying to one golf vacation at a time for Hank. That's a fact.
We signed the billionaire's pledge.
Yep.
If I ever become a billionaire, I will sign that pledge. That's my pledge.
We had money on our list.
But ours is pretty far down. There's so many more important things in life than money.
So many
And
more.
it's sad that some people haven't figured that out yet.
Okay. PFT.
One day. 1-1, we are going to go with moms.
Okay.
Moms.
Mothers.
Most important thing in the world.
Yeah.
Shout out moms.
None of us would be here without our mom. Shout out to my mom. Love
Okay.
you.
Nice
Shout
pick.
out mom. Love you, mom.
Good pick.
And our second pick, we're going to go with March Madness.
Good pick.
March Madness. Moms and March Madness.
Yeah.
Hank, I love her picks.
Same.
Okay. Yeah, I had March Madness high.
It
I
doesn't
agree.
seem like you
Not
like it
high
that
enough.
much.
No, I did. I absolutely had it.
Some people are asking, is Big Cat even like March Madness?
I would take music before March Madness, but I had March
Really?
Madness
Oh.
up there.
Okay.
Yeah, in terms
Not me.
of Mount Rushmore. Yeah.
My favorite week of the year.
Oh yeah,
Hank always says
you're
that.
really tuned in. You're really fucking.
We
watching
like it so
every
much,
second.
we took it with our second pick.
Yeah. All right, you guys are up.
Memes, you got this one.
When is he gonna take meatballs? In our pre-meeting, I said that I was like, he's gonna take meatballs. So.
We're gonna go with movies.
Oh,
All
good.
movies.
We
All
had that
movies.
there.
All movies.
We had that there.
Every movie.
Okay. Zach, that was our second pick overall. Zach, what are we thinking here? I think I like to go. I'd like to go 7. I'd like
like
to go
7.
7.
7's a great pick.
Yeah, and then I think we hit him with the okie doke and maybe go with our 4.
2 hitters
Yeah, you want to say him?
after you, sir.
All right, I'll start. Our next pick is going to be meat. All meat.
Good pick.
Need meat.
We had meat.
Yep. Steak, chicken, pork, whatever you want. Meat. You need meat. Zach, go ahead.
Caveman fact.
We don't have a caveman fact. Yeah.
All the meats, though. It's us.
Yeah.
And then we'd also like to take MILFs.
Yeah.
On
We're
the
going to take
board.
MILFs.
Okay.
Good pick.
Yeah.
We took moms, but that's fine.
Yeah, but we specifically would like MILFs.
Like hot moms.
We had MILFs on our board. I thought we didn't want to go there after Moms was picked, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's
Basically,
very
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
That's fine.
you took-
Moms
you
is
took-
literally in the
Moms
name.
is in the name
Yeah.
MILF.
Yeah.
I understand, but it could be Man, I Love Football.
Which is it?
It's not.
It's
They
just
said
MILFs.
moms.
It's
You
MILFs.
just said
Moms,
You
yeah.
just said
MILFs.
It's another
certain
mom.
moms.
MILFs.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
excluding
They
a
would
lot of
like to
moms
fuck.
out there.
Yeah.
We're including all the fictitious MILFs as well.
Yes.
So
great
we were
point,
including
Zach.
all the fictitious
MILFs,
Great
MILFs
point.
can't be on there with
We get-
moms.
we get
You're
every-
just mad because you didn't take
We
it.
get every
Fictitious
fictitious
It
mom.
was we didn't take it because they said moms.
But it's mothers I'd like to fuck.
What's
It's
the first
totally
word?
Different.
What's the first
It's
word?
totally
What's the
different.
first
They're
word
just
you
taking
said there?
moms. They're being sappy.
You took mothers.
You guys are really going to take this away right away?
I think you can't have moms.
What if we took a
and
genre
moms?
of music like rock
Yeah.
music?
Okay, well, that starts with the R.
That's a good point.
I mean, that's debunked
Listen,
right there.
listen. This room,
Music boom,
this room
slapped you
has
down,
just gotten
blocked you.
chaotic without our
All right,
president.
you know what?
Where's
we'll pick
Pug?
something else.
Where's Pug?
We'll pick something else
mean, yeah.
after that, after Max did his little crybaby shit. Okay. Back to the drawing board. That was bullshit.
I would have said that.
I
was
appreciate
okay.
that, PFT. I think you realize there's a difference between moms and MILFs.
What? Can you explain to me a MILF?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the first word?
One I'd
What's
like
the first
to
word?
fuck.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. One I'd like to fuck.
Yep.
Oh, so if moms and MILFs are the same, you have a MILF?
What?
Your mom is a MILF.
This is.
Well, you just fucking said they're the same thing.
It is a genre
totally
of mom.
different.
It is a
They're
genre of mom.
Not every MILF out there is technically
Every
a mom.
MILF is a mom.
That's not true. Not every.
Yes,
the
that
fictitious MILFs are not always moms.
They're fictitious moms.
But they're not always true moms.
They're fictitious. Hank, I'd like to have you put this on the bonk list for Big Cat.
That's fine.
We had memes
I
on
love
our
it.
team. You don't think that we wanted to take MILFs?
You should have taken MILFs.
Memes is an undercover horny guy.
This is way too early for this to be this contentious.
I would like to say
Yeah, well, don't take a pick that somebody else already took.
the Oxford's Language Dictionary defines MILF as a sexually attractive woman who has children or is early middle age.
Oh, interesting.
That's just by definition.
That is by definition. There's a lot of MILFs there that are not technically moms.
Your
That's
argument
true.
falls apart there because
Why?
every MILF is a mother.
No, but there's no.
The
I mean,
name
we
of
all
MILF
watch
by definition.
fucking
Yeah.
porn.
Those
There's
are
a lot
actresses.
of okay. So they're MILFs.
They're fictitious moms.
They're MILFs, and they're Zach. Good pick. Which are you saying? So officially, you say that you don't want this pick.
I mean, it already got taken off.
Yeah, I know, but
I said
stand
I would
for
have
something.
I said that I would have
Stand for
allowed
something.
it. Yeah, I would have allowed it.
So Max is the one that
Max is
should
the
get
bad
mad
guy,
at.
not me.
Yep, fine.
Okay.
I'm happy to be it.
All right, Zach. What do we do now?
For the record, that was an awesome pick.
It was a great pick, and Max is just mad because he didn't pick it, and I would have fought for him.
It was like our first pick, and then I got nervous.
To be fair, Max got nervous, so
He
it
got
shouldn't count.
nervous. Okay. All right. So meat is in. Is that you got a problem with that?
No problem.
Yeah, meat
Clears.
plays.
Okay. Meat plays. Zach, I don't know what to do now. They fucked us.
We could go.
You guys just
We could go 10.
No, that's duplicate, Zach. Wants you to take meatballs right now. Just get back into the argument.
You got meat and meatballs?
All right. We are going to go with milkshakes.
Good
All right.
pick.
Milkshakes.
Cream team.
Yeah, that feels good.
Strong pick.
Yeah. Okay.
we're gonna go with Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Good pick.
Good pick.
We had Michael Jordan on the list.
We had him on our list too.
All right, so we get two.
We get two.
Hank, we can do this.
I love where we're at.
I'm gonna do the last one,
Whatever you want to do.
and then what else do we want on there?
We'll do that one last.
We'll do that one, the last one last. Good call. We're gonna go with mouth stuff.
So by
Mouth
This is
stuff.
a PFD pick.
Mouth stuff.
I love
This is
it.
a
I love
PFD
it.
pick.
It's a good pick.
That's a good pick.
You, guys,
you're
you, don't
counting-
like, you don't like mouth stuff.
are you
No,
counting,
mouth
you-
stuff's great.
Are you
Mouth
counting
stuff-
you sucking dick too?
getting it? Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's
What about
mouth
giving?
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
giving
giving
it too.
Yeah,
Giving it too, yeah.
Giving it mouth stuff.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's a good pick.
Giving taking mouth stuff.
Mouth.
Take a root canals?
Oh, good point. Zach. My boy. It's a great point.
Eating.
Root canals suck.
Eating counts as mouth stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Getting fish hooked.
Now,
Yeah.
Getting fish hooked.
Kissing,
yep.
mouth stuff. And then our last pick, Mr. Brightside coming on after 10 beers.
Okay. That sounds
Okay.
like music
I'll
to
allow
me.
it, yep.
Oh, that sounds like
But that's a
music.
bad pick, so I'm gonna allow
That
it.
sounds like
I don't
music.
think it's a bad pick.
But how is that any different?
No,
Dude,
it is. It's the same. It's the
It's
same
the
exact.
same
All right, so
argument
then
you
the
guys
same
just
exact
made
thing.
against us with milk.
But I wanted.
Well, no,
but
because-
you want him to take
yeah,
that
of
pick.
course.
It's a terrible
he can keep the
pick.
pick. He
There's
can
a
keep the
difference.
pick.
He's right, though. It is
No.
technically
The
music.
pick stands. But it's
No,
it's,
well, hey, yeah.
I just wanted to show the hypocrisy in this.
Well,
room.
no, we
Well,
can't.
yes,
yeah,
because
we
it's a
can't-
bad pick.
Yeah.
We can't allow that and not. I don't know. I'm fine with the pick, but
no, the pick's in.
Take the.
Yeah, the pick's in.
that. All right.
You're arguing against your own pick.
I'm
Hank.
not. No, I'm not. I'm more just like you can't be the decider on what goes and based off if it's a good pick or not. That is hypocrisy.
I know. I just take it
But-
off. Take it off.
No, I'm
take
fine.
it off.
I want it.
You want to take it off?
Yeah, let's take it off. It's the same thing as.
Do you
Am I
not
taking
see
it
how
off?
it's the exact same
Yeah,
as
it's
the
No,
music
no, it's
debate?
no. Here's why it's different because MILF.
No, it's not
has,
the same
it's
thing.
not.
Because
that-
MILF has the word mother in it.
Okay, and Mr. Brightside
That's at
is
the
a
It's a song.
Yes.
it's music.
It's music.
We took music.
So if somebody takes music, you can't take
Correct.
anything that
You
makes
correct.
a
You
musical
can't take
sound.
music.
Correct. We took music. You guys
disagree.
took mothers. I couldn't take MILFs. We
That's
took
because
music.
that's
you couldn't
because
take
the
a song.
M in MILF stands for mother, literally.
But it's a song. It's music. It's the same
this
argument.
is a reach. That's a
that
reach.
is.
It is a
literally
reach.
That's
the
a
exact
big,
same
no,
argument.
It's literally not. That's not the same thing at all.
And MILFs don't have to have kids.
Yes. Thank you, Zach.
Sorry, we
Keep
still have a great
panning
list.
You guys can keep the. I have no problem with it because. Max, should they keep it on?
I mean,
keep it on.
it's
I don't want an asterisk because
No, there's there's zero asterisks.
because we got
There's
we got
zero
a winning
asterisks.
board right now.
There's zero asterisks.
So I'm going to take it off because I don't want the asterisks.
Okay.
You guys fought it. You
No,
win.
I didn't. I was just saying it's very funny because it's basically the same thing.
You win.
This feels good. I just want
Yeah.
to say this feels good.
No, you guys fought it.
Just
So we'll switch it up. We'll go Mexican food.
Okay.
it's a good one.
Good pick.
Yeah.
Good pick.
Deep board. Never a doubt.
Yeah.
Lockstep.
We're gonna take McDonald's.
We had it on there. Good pick. Good pick.
A lot of meat. At McDonald's.
That's fair. There's also a lot of meat in Mexican food.
McDonald's also. McDonald's sounds like mouth stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sucking it.
Zach, we got to make a final pick.
You feel strongly about anything in the other category right now?
The other category is tricky. The other category is tricky.
We got another category.
Yeah, we have it. Well, we tiered it because we were all over the place in our discussion. I have some funny ideas that Zach threw out there that I was just like, "What are you talking about?" I think 14 is what we just go with. Just cover it all.
Let 14 rip. That's a great.
Yeah, say it.
It's solid.
Yeah,
We're gonna go with magic.
magic. We're
Good
going with
pick.
magic. Just covers everything. Zach, when he sat down, I think one of the first things he said to me was math. He's like, math is the building blocks for everything.
Dude, you guys.
And I was like, I hate math.
You would have 2 universal languages.
Yeah.
Maybe you rip our honorable mentions.
Do you want to hear? Yeah, here's Zach's, and then we could go all honorable mentions. We thought about taking men.
Same.
Yeah.
But then we were like,
We had
well,
the
what
discussion.
happens if like, they throw out Hitler and
Yep.
Jeffrey Epstein, so that becomes all men. And then so at one point Zach told me, he's like, we should take males. And then he also said we should take mail. Like
the thing,
letter
stuff
mails.
you get.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
We use mail all the time.
Yes. Yeah.
Text
Not
message,
really.
email,
Yeah.
physical mail, letters,
Yeah.
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 sweepstakes.
Sweepstakes.
Zach also wanted to. He threw out there Matt Damon and Ben Affleck as a duo.
Okay.
It's a great duo.
Mild Wings,
That would have been bad pick.
bad pick. I
Bad
told
pick.
him, I was like, that's a good pick for him.
I like where your heart's at.
Yeah,
We were workshopping.
yeah. We were workshopping Michelin star restaurants.
Okay.
Not really for me. And then what was the other one? Oh, you had Miss Universe, which wasn't a bad pick. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jordan. All right. So what do we got for honorable mentions?
Hank, you want to say ours?
This one probably would have got contentious. The Masters.
Oh, why?
Because it's the.
We didn't know.
Oh,
Somebody would have fought over that.
I would have not have fought
Max
over
would have
that.
fought over that.
Pick.
Masters,
I would've let
Masters is a
that.
very good pick.
Yeah, Master's a good pick.
That's
Me
a
and
really good
PFT,
pick.
this was we're both in agreement on this, but it probably it's divisive in today's day and age. Mint chocolate chip ice cream.
I like mint chocolate chip ice.
Love mint chocolate
I
chip
love
ice
it.
cream.
Yep.
Marriage,
Yep.
mixed drinks,
Yep.
Millennium Falcon,
Margaritas.
margaritas,
Oh, that's a good one.
marijuana.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, good one.
Miss Marijuana. Well, we had marijuana.
Yeah.
He
Memes.
wrote Massachusetts.
Yeah, Massachusetts.
anyone-
I was just trying to gas my boy Hank up.
Did anyone think about masturbation? Because we tossed it around and
We
then
did
we're
not
like,
have that. No.
Zach and I did it a
good
little to
pick.
each other, and then we're like, nah, this isn't for us.
Cranking off.
Yeah. Mini golf.
Eh.
How'd you forget that, Hank?
It's not.
Wow,
not,
you
not,
don't really
not
love
Mount
mini
Rushmore,
golf.
Not really.
Okay.
Do you think making out would have been better than mouse stuff?
No.
No.
Yeah, probably.
No, Mouse Stuff is a great pick.
Middle linebackers. Kind of a throwback.
You also get Will Compton, so.
Yeah. Zach had a great one. Zach, throw yours out there. Number 13 on our list. You thought of this one.
Oh, a microwave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Microwave. Needed for everything.
That's a good one.
Use it all the
Microwave.
time.
Yeah.
We had motorcycles.
He got into his own head, though. He was like, but then they could say air fryer's better. I was like,
That's
all
a good
right.
point. You're thinking two moves ahead.
He is. He's got some chess moves going.
We had mac and cheese,
Yep.
mashed potatoes,
Yep.
Mr. Brightside coming on after 10 beers.
Yep. Muhammad Ali.
Yep, good pick.
Messi.
Messi
yeah.
is a good pick.
Yep.
Yeah, I missed that Maradona.
Yep.
We had Miracle on Ice.
Oh, that's a good one. Mobile phone.
Michael Jackson's music.
What do you guys think about military?
Every military.
Kind of cool.
ISIS.
Badass.
You
True.
You also get ISIS.
Yeah.
Your guys' picks are like based off of what society needs to function.
Yeah.
It's very.
Well,
it's
we
very,
actually had
very
we,
deep.
we tossed around machinery.
Machines.
we
Yes, we
did.
did
We
workshop
were
machines.
thinking about just taking every machine ever.
Mountain
Need
Dew.
machinery.
Mountain Dew's an easy one.
Shout out Mountain Dew. Love that.
Mids. Sometimes you don't want to get too high.
Yeah.
But trying to just hang out with the boys.
Now you're
Yep.
speaking my language.
Maction.
Maction. Good one. Fuck.
Hank put Moneyball.
Pick. Moneyball. the book and movie that they did where they just forgot to tell everyone that they had like 3 of the best starters ever.
Yep. Oops.
This is how you build the team off of guys that are cast-offs and they get a lot of walks. Oh, yeah. Also, you need incredible starting pitching.
Also,
and Miguel Tejada.
Yeah, we have the league MVP in Miguel Tejada. We have Tim Hudson, Mark Mulder, and Barry Zito.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Euclid, how he walks sometimes.
Yeah, he's got a bad body, but he walks.
This guy walks.
Figured it out. Okay. Any other ones?
We had MLB.
MLB's
Mickey
a good
Mouse.
one.
Mozzarella sticks.
Mickey Mantle.
Mickey Mantle.
That's just a good double M.
Marilyn Monroe,
Yeah.
Miley Cyrus.
Meatballs, obviously.
Meatballs. I thought you
I
were
know,
saying meatballs. I thought this whole draft was because so you could take meatballs.
I know. I said it to memes. I just said ... meatballs ... and then we just decided that there's too many. M is a heavy hitter.
It is.
There's some really, really good options out there.
Mushrooms.
Yeah,
Psychedelics.
mushrooms. Yeah,
Yeah.
big miss.
I like normal mushroom. I like
Those
like
two.
some sauteed mushrooms as well.
Zach, did you have any others that were on the chopping?
I got misdemeanors, just like a little bit of trouble. Nothing crazy.
I like that a lot.
that too.
That's great.
I like that too.
That's actually a good pick that
Yeah.
you can spin, being like just a tiny bit of trouble.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
It'll get expunged.
Yeah.
I've also got Melita Bentez invented the coffee filter. I don't know if you guys like caffeine, or coffee, but probably not inventors.
Did you know that off rip?
Did you throw
I
out
was researching.
when we were doing our powwow? Did you throw no bad ideas? Did you throw out Mia Khalifa at one point?
I did. I did
Okay.
tell Mia Khalifa. I started Megan Fox, and then I went Mila Kunis, and then I went. I was like a little hotter, and then I went Mia Khalifa.
Yeah.
My list got a little horny, but I cleaned it up.
Clean it up.
All right.
No, I also hornier the better
Yeah.
for Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, it's true.
Horny does play on the graphic.
Yeah.
Yeah, the people like the horny. Okay. Let's get to our interviews. We got Ryen Russillo and then NBA champ Isaiah Hartenstein.
Before we get to Russillo, he's brought to you by NASCAR. There's nothing like seeing NASCAR roar through the streets of downtown Chicago, a race experience unlike any other. Catch the stars of NASCAR as they take on a one-of-a-kind street course surrounded by skyscrapers and lakefront views. 40 drivers, including Chase Elliott and Denny Hamlin, battling it out on the most unique track of the season. The energy is electric. Race day adrenaline meets festival vibes in the heart of the city. Don't miss Zach Brown Band, live from the start-finish line on Saturday night, part of the Busch Lights Summer Music Series. It's more than a race, it's Chicago's ultimate summer weekend. Grab your tickets now before they're gone. NASCAR takes over Chicago, street racing, skyline views, music, and more. Get your tickets now at NASCAR.com for the ultimate summer weekend. Check it out, the NASCAR the Street Race, right here in Chicago. Russillo is also brought to you by our great friends over at Truly and their Truly Unruly Lemonade. It combines the high-alc fun of Truly Unruly with everyone's favorite, lemonade. It's lemonade let loose. 8% ABV, but 100% delicious. 4 supercharged lemonade flavors. They got the Bumpin' Blue Raz, that's my favorite. The OG original lemonade, the Punched Up Pineapple, the Wild Pink. It is the best to drink pregame, ready to go out with the boys. Crack open a Truly Unruly Lemonade. I say again, it's 8% ABV, but it's 100% delicious. The official hard seltzer of Pardon My Take. Level up your lemonade with Truly Unruly. And now, here's Ryen Russillo.
Okay, we now welcome on a very, very, very special guest. He's one of our best friends in the whole wide world. It is Ryen Russillo. We're going to talk some draft. We're going to do a little NBA Finals cleanup. Rye guy, that Game 7 was a bummer. Does it feel, let's start here, does it feel like the Thunder got a little bit robbed of their moment because of Halliburton's injury? Because I woke up on Monday morning, I was like, well, that kind of sucked for the Thunder. Like, I know they don't care, but still, the big conversation coming out of Game 7 was like, what if Halliburton doesn't get hurt?
Yeah, that's all fair, but I really think this is when we're at our worst talking about this stuff, like the next 24, 48 hours. It happens at the Super Bowl all the time. No, you're really good about it, PFT. We actually brought that up last night. Zach Lowe mentioned that. But it's just so hard to win a championship. It's so hard. And the way we treat some of these guys at the very top of the game without a championship, and some of it's on them and some of it's just circumstance. So whenever a team wins, I'm not really necessarily in a hurry to try to figure out all the ways that it's not as valuable as other championships. Because I was thinking about this the other day, and this is already some real spiritual thought stuff. But we're not impressed by anything anymore.
Yeah.
And I was looking at some stand-up comedian was doing this whole bit about this game called Crossfire. And they ran the whole ad, and it was this game where like ball bearings, you're just shooting them at the other guy. And if these fidget spinners, and if you had enough, like went over to him, then it was like you won the game. All right. And the thing probably broke. It probably sucked. Probably wasn't that great. But like, I just remember being a kid thinking, holy shit, like my life is going to suck if I don't have that. Now, maybe that's marketing. Maybe that's just being young and being super impressionable. But now I feel like we've seen so much stuff. Okay. There's so much stuff that happens just on any given day that we're really difficult to be impressed by anything. And it's actually, I kind of missed being impressed by things. And now I don't even know if that's real, right? Is that really a dog scuba diving? Who knows?
Oh, I saw that video. Yep. I saw that video.
And immediately you were like fake.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate because like now I don't have to, cross-reference this whole thing. So when a team wins a championship, I think it's really, really hard. I understand what you guys are saying because it's like, all right, he goes down. The crazy thing is I thought in the first half, OKC was more affected negatively than the Pacers were because it was almost like the Thunder just sleepwalking through the game, expecting to win at home. Their best player is out. And it took them, I don't know, like another 45 minutes to an hour to wake up and then put together that great third quarter. So my default position is usually like, let's remind ourselves how hard it is to do this and how much we beat up on the people and teams that never get here.
Yeah, and I agree 100%. Like the Thunder, incredible season, wire to wire. Shea had maybe the best season, like when you stack it all up, like one of the top 10 seasons, if you want to call it, all time. They're so good. It was more like I was so geared up for a game 7 that it wasn't taking away from Thunder. It's like, man, I really wish that game had seen Tyrese Halliburton in the end. Let's do it real quick though. What impresses you in sports right now? Let's do this, the spin zone. Me, Savannah Bananas. How do they keep doing it?
Who's their choreographer? Paula Abdul?
No, our guy Cal Raleigh impresses me. He was
Who?
here. The fact he's got 31 home runs as a catcher, that's like, I think if he gets 60 home runs, it's going to be like, holy shit.
Huge ass.
Crazy.
Big ass.
Yeah.
Baseball player ass.
Doesn't skip leg day. No, even like for a baseball player, it's out there.
Yeah.
Okay, but look, your guy, Sammy Souser, he is back in the good graces of the city of Chicago. Perhaps long overdue, right? Mm-hmm. I was thinking about him because it was like news, right? And they're welcoming back first time in 21 years. When I first started at ESPN, we were cutting into his home runs still, all right? And that was like a normal programming thing. And then I think wherever he was getting like close to 600, like somebody that was still kind of manning the decisions on the weekend department was like, hey, we got to make sure we go live. And all the hosts were like, why? Like no one gives a shit anymore. And especially like post all of the steroid stuff that baseball went through in the late 90s, early 2000s, like no one cared. And yet you mentioned anybody now chasing 60 home runs. And again, it went decades before we had seen it until the late 90s. So maybe it's a simple math thing with baseball, but I think generally like we're not impressed with much. You want to know what I'm impressed with today? I'll tell you a story.
Okay.
I was ready to attack this week. I was so fired up. Wanted to actually do this podcast from the boat, but the charts just told me it was probably not a great decision. And, safety is the first thing you're thinking about.
Number one.
Not women. Yeah, not women with a boat. So I went to the gym because like right now is my Tuesday. I got after this Monday so hard, so fucking hard to start the day. Prepped, bunch of stuff, errands, phone calls, adult stuff. And then Matt Leinart was at the gym. I went really early. He's a dad, so I'm sure he wanted to get out of the house. And he's got this buddy who's jacked. And I was doing shoulders. And then he put on 365 and was like, Russillo, you want in on this? And I had to say no, because I can't do it. And it was like, I'm not used to that happening to me there. And he just alpha the fuck out of me. And then I watched him because, really I would come up with a clothing line that says focus on your own reps. But I had to sneak a peek, like being in the urinal. Mm-hmm. I had to look. And it was just filthy. That impressed me today. And I know it was real.
That's huge.
That's huge. I'm impressed by you saying no. Safety first.
Yeah.
The old Ryan would have been like, fuck it, I'll put that up. You would have tried.
No. I know my limits. That's a little north of me.
So what impresses you right now in the NBA? Things you actually like.
Sam Presti?
Yeah. Incredible story. I mean, the fact that he's been this good for this long and then finally gets his championship, and he's 47 years old. Like he's got so much in front of him, and he's got a shitload of picks.
Yeah, Conker Carlisle, shout out. I love that he now officially, in the way we like talk about players and coaches and stuff, it's like, well, if he was that good, and everybody that knew about what this guy is doing and how he was just a step ahead of everybody knew he was probably the best guy doing it. But now it's official. Like, we get to say it. And for me, like, who finds some of this stuff stupid, I'm glad we can eliminate that stupid part of it, because he's been incredible. And when you think about the draft, I mean, the SGA thing works out beyond anybody's even belief in SGA. It's amazing how many times in life, like, you're faced with this really difficult challenge where Paul George wants out, and it's like the best thing that can ever happen to the Thunder, because the Clippers are willing to do anything to guarantee that they're also getting Kawhi, which, you revisit that one, no one had a problem with that at the time. And then you nail the Chet and Jalen Williams pick in the same draft. And then within 2 years, even though Chet was up and down in the finals, he was great defensively last night, Jalen Williams, I still think, will be probably a more consistent offensive player. And then to build this all out, it's like, okay, what was the problem last year? All right, well, let's get Giddey out of here because nobody wants to defend him in the playoffs. Let's bring in a spacing demon on defense in Caruso. He hires Dagnall. He's got the Spurs background stuff. He is a special, special person as far as it comes to building a roster. And I'm just glad he can now officially get a ring where, imagine if you told Thunder fans, like in 2012, with that group that lost in 5 games to Miami Heat, with Durant, with Serge, with Harden, with Westbrook, and you're like, actually, this is the best it's ever going to get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like that. So it's good to have something that we're actually positive about. What if we did the opposite, though, and we said, how disappointing would this have been for the Thunder if they had lost?
Yeah.
If they had lost, like Halliburton gets injured, Pacers up at halftime, Pacers close it out. How disappointed are you in the Oklahoma City Thunder?
Very. Yeah, because I don't.
Frauds?
Yeah. Worst loss ever.
Presti overrated. How about bringing somebody in with some emotion?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, come on, man. Yeah, you had the opportunity to go out there and make a move. You know what? Not to go all ESPN on you, Presti needs to step up.
Yeah. Can't win the big one.
Look, I mean, you want to do a draft of the guys on TV that would spend this week being like, here's the 10 guys I would take over Presti right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, look, the funniest thing, like, I wrote this down last night when we did the Bill and Zach thing. OKC during the playoffs, their rebounding rate was 11th out of 16 teams. Defensive rebounding rate was even worse than that. Their assist ratio was 11th. 3-point shooting, they were 13th or 14th out of 16 teams. They fouled at the third highest rate. They had, I think, 9 games at like 30% or under from 3-point range, and they went 5-4 in those 9 games. This team, to do this, to win a title, was some of those things that's like, I thought you guys could shoot. Like, what the hell's going on? Their defense was actually that special. So I would have probably gone, maybe you need a little bit more shooting, or shooters that can show up on the road, because that's what the Pacers are doing. They're just like, fine. Game 6, everybody stays with SGA, cheat off of everybody else, stop SGA, hope he doesn't pass. And we don't think any of those guys are going to make enough shots. And that's exactly what happened in Game 6. They hoped it would happen in Game 7. SGA adjusted, he passed better. But it was funny because, PFT, I was thinking, like, if they lose this, you love this roster, you love Presti, you love what they've done, but then you're going to do an offseason to-do list for a team that won 68 games and had the highest point differential ever.
Yeah. Just the fact that they shot that bad is, I saw someone talking about it today, and I don't know if you know the inner workings of the Oklahoma City Thunder better than we do, but they said they have an analytics department that basically, like, 2 of their big things are trying to figure out the trends in where the league's going in terms of, like, what's valuable, what's not, and then also just trying to figure out who's going to suck in 4 years and then getting their picks. And I was like, I read that and I was like, well, that's genius. Why aren't more teams doing that? Just like, let's just collect the picks for the teams that we expect to suck soon, and they'll be very good assets.
Yeah, I know that, they seem to really they're incredibly private, first of all, like the most private probably group ever. I've joked that I've seen Presti at the combine, again, when I used to do it. I don't know that it happens now, but like, he wouldn't even stand near anybody else. Like, normally this is a pretty social event. You don't, just because you're sitting near someone doesn't mean to be like, hey, I actually really want to trade this player. and he wouldn't even stand near anybody else. Woj introduced us years ago, about the same age, both from Mass, some similar interests, and I was like, hey, what's going on? And it was like, no way. Like, you asked me a basketball question, you dick. And I was like, all right, lesson learned on this one. But I do think that there's a lot of truth, Big Cat, in what you said. I mean, if we sat around for a half an hour and try to predict which team's picks are going to be more valuable moving forward, we could probably come up with a little bit of a list here. It could be perhaps a little overstated, but there's also something to be said that he was on the competition committee, Presty, I believe. And like, he knew once they were putting in some of the second apron stuff that it was going to mean way more to just be able to draft replacements for guys that got more expensive. Because like, we kept waiting around going, when are they going to package these picks? When are they going to package? And if they had lost, if they had blown game 7, maybe they don't get to the NBA finals, then you're going to be like, does this mean they give like the Godfather offer to the Bucks for Giannis, just going like, hey, this is how we have to do it. That's how the NBA has operated in the past. And I remember somebody explaining to me, like, it's going to be a bit more like continuing to flip the picks forward so that you always have that flexibility, and then drafting potentially like a replacement for somebody who goes north of 20 million, who's your 4th or 5th option.
Right.
So that may be the strategy more so than like, hey, when are you going to trade all those picks? Because if they had lost, can you imagine? It's like, hey, cool picks.
Right.
Like, and yet they're still a really good team had they had, blown game 7.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we wanted to do just an hour and a half with you about Kevin Durant and what this means for his legacy that he goes to the Houston Rockets. We can cut that down to 45 minutes if you'd like. But from your perspective, how does this fit work? Because we're watching the NBA Finals yesterday, and the Kevin Durant news breaks over the weekend, and it feels like a lot of people were just spending time analyzing that trade instead of appreciating Game 7 in the NBA Finals that we have right now. But looking ahead, you think that the Rockets got a whole lot better? You think it's a good fit?
Yeah, I think it's a great fit for him. Minnesota was my favorite fit for him just because I still think he could have gone to Minnesota and kind of draft off the attention of Anthony Edwards, where at this stage, if you're asking Durant, who's going to turn 37 in September, to come in and fix you, I don't know if he's that guy. I mean, he wasn't that guy in Phoenix. It looked like he was flirting with being that guy in Brooklyn, but then he soured there. So if you go back to that Houston series, like Houston was the 2 seed, and they had the weirdest like stat clutch stuff where they had all of these clutch wins, but their clutch offense still sucked. It was really weird. Now, we know they're a really good defensive team, but you look at that kind of thing and you're like, is that something that's going to bite you in the ass the last 5 minutes of a tight playoff game because you don't really feel great about who your number one scoring option is? And they would have loved for it to been Jalen Green. He's given 4 years of rope here, high usage rate, like just go out there. And even though Jalen Green certainly has his moments because he's a really talented player, he was not that guy against Golden State. And I don't want to completely like write him off as a player because of a bad series and his first playoff taste, but it just wasn't very good. Then you've got Van Vliet like scrambling around, and he put up some huge numbers against Golden State. But you could just see like they need something else on the wing that they can really depend on. And considering they don't have to trade Jabari, they don't have to trade Tari, Amen's a non-starter. There's no Reed Shepherd in the deal. Like, and they, I think, got rid of the less favorable pick. So I love the trade for Houston. Their GM Stone is on an absolute heater now. I mean, every single move this guy makes, it seems to like usually you're just going to get one wrong because of the way sports work. So they didn't pay a ton. They're obviously probably going to have to extend him. I think Durant's happier in Houston than some of the other options. So, the thing I did like about Minnesota is that he could probably allow Ant to still be the focal point of all of the attention, where in Houston, a lot is going to be expected of him, but he's desperately what they needed on offense. Like, go get us those closing playoff moment buckets.
See, I have the opposite take. I think Phoenix got a whole lot better. I love what they're building down in Phoenix.
Build the whole thing out of wings.
I love that. They got the big 4 is what they're calling it. I think Bradley Beal is poised for a breakout season.
Yeah.
Where?
It's got to be in Phoenix.
It's got to be in Phoenix.
Is that the worst no-trade clause ever given to a player? We said yesterday that his name has now become Bradley Beal's no-trade clause. Because anytime you say his name, it's always in that context. Is that the worst no-trade clause ever given out?
Yeah, it's got to be. I mean, because he's just so checked out. He's totally – I think the scary thing about him is that, I think anybody you think, like, if you're this good, then there has to be some competitive pride in you. And he may have the least. There may be the biggest gap between just talent and how much he doesn't care
Yeah.
of any. Like they tried to bench him and bring him off the bench, like hoping, hey, if we make this really ugly, will he actually say, hey, I want out of here? And then I had heard it's like, no, he just loves Phoenix. A lot of guys love the Phoenix area.
He loves it. He might love his life. He might actually be the happiest guy in the NBA. We talk about every player is
I think
unhappy.
you're onto something. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He might be the happiest dude.
Yeah. Do you subscribe to my theory that Matt Ishbia was like, we know we're not going to get a lot for Kevin Durant, but if you just like make the second round picks 5 of them, everyone's going to look at the tweet and be like, holy shit, that's a lot of picks.
Did you see Hinkie Substack? He was like, this is great. Look at all these second rounders.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
But it was like, you see 5 second round picks, you're like, oh man, that's a lot of picks. Then you're like, wait a second, they're second round picks. This means nothing. He should have asked for like 15.
There was a stretch where it felt like so many writers just love second round picks. You're like, look at all the flexibility. You're like, look at the historical data of like how often these guys, learn China buddy. Speaking of though, Dylan Brooks, who again was like, that guy got $80 million after people were laughing about him being out of the league, and he deserves the contract that he got. And he actually matters because he's got some edge to him. Working theory, they brought in Dylan Brooks just to match up against Beal in practice.
Ooh. To piss him
like
off
that?
a
Get
little
that
bit.
dog back in him.
Reignite the fire.
Yeah.
Or ask out.
Or ask
Yeah.
out. I can't deal with this guy.
Good point. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's actually, I like that theory a lot. To make, like, if you can't force the guy to be traded, just make him hate his job so much that he's going to play anywhere else.
Yeah, like they signed, like, hey, we just signed Thanasis, and he's going to shadow you on the court and off the court.
Yeah.
And Beal's just like, I can't do this. All right, now you've got me. I want to go back to the Wizards where I'm comfortable.
Well, I actually think that there is some truth to the fact that playing for the Wizards organization historically, it will suck the life out of your desire to be great at basketball. It just will. You're going to end up not caring as soon as you get through like one season there.
So you're telling me you're selling your Alex Sarr and Bub Carrington stock?
No, I like Bub. I like Bub a lot, and I was almost a diehard Wizards fan for the NBA draft lottery. If it looked like
What about Koulibaly?
If we're gonna get Cooper Flag, I was in. But now, and maybe we can transition into NBA draft talk a little bit. Now I'm thinking Ace Bailey might be the perfect fit. He wants to go somewhere he's the guy, where he's
The Killer Bees.
the superstar. Maybe the Wizards might be the perfect fit. So tell us what's going on with Ace Bailey and why has he dropped so much in this draft?
I think the NBA draft, the players are a lot like a movie that you hear about ahead of time.
Like draft day?
Right. And I'm
Yeah, it's a good comp.
Yeah.
Costner's best movie.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I'd say easily. I always say if that movie didn't have the licensing for the official NFL logos, it might be the worst movie of all time. But because they had like Cleveland Browns, Jacksonville Jaguars, I'm watching and I'm like, I'm pretty much watching football right now. This is awesome.
Yeah, they do the flyover of the stadiums. You're like, dude, this rocks. Football. I don't know if you understand the references we just did as we're football guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I saw you guys. You were like, oh my God, so many weekends before college football. I'm losing my mind. It's like you guys, no, I'm like, some people like football. You guys really like football.
I love football.
It's so cool. Anyway.
Thank you. See, you're getting a little too snarky. Like I can tell you don't actually really love football. You wouldn't have made that joke if you really loved it.
I don't like it as much as you guys do. That's for sure.
And don't forget that.
Yeah.
I've never questioned it.
All right, so Ace Bailey, why is he going from being like second or third pick to now we're thinking he might be fifth, sixth?
Glad you asked, PFT. This is the movie thing that like, there ever been a movie in your life you're like, this movie sucks? And you're like, what? Does it? It's terrible? And you go in thinking everybody that you know, even if a couple people that you trust. I mean, there's some people that we're friends with who are like, if you don't like something, then I know I will like it. Ace Bailey feels like this movie that, and I'm late to it. I've explained to you guys, and just to remind the audience, like I can't do the draft stuff year round. I love it. It's my favorite week of the year. So I get crash course into all this stuff and watch as much as I can and go to the combine and all that kind of stuff. So, you just heard so many people trashing him that I went into the theater being like, this guy's going to suck. He's good. He is. I think the conversation around him with Sharif Cooper's dad repping him and, this being a bit abnormal where a lot of teams are really pissed about the way they're treating this process. And who's to know? Like, are they trying to navigate this thing to get Bailey from 3 to say 6 because they feel like there's a ton of shots and ton of points and traditional counting stats for him so that when he's extended in 4 years, he's going to make back all the money that he loses dropping a few slots, Brooklyn would be like significant from going 3 to 8. But when you watch him, like, sure, we can go over the bad stuff. There's plenty of shots. You're like, what the hell were you doing there? I think I saw one game where he had 2 shots where his heels were on the 3-point line. There's times where one play I saw him, just 3 guys are right in his face and he's in the triple threat and he like wants to drive. He wants to drive. And you're like, well, you're not going to drive. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go right now. It's like, yeah, I'm going to drive. But I watched the Bama game from November this morning, and there's just a lot of stuff this guy can do at 6'8" that's really impressive. And it's not like he's just a 6'8" project, right? This isn't like Salon, who goes last year in the top 10. This is somebody that, the high-end shot making is really impressive. It's not necessarily like Trey Johnson, Texas, who could go ahead of him. But I feel like all of the conversation around Ace and the Rutgers season being a disaster and Harper clearly being the number 2 guys, that means Ayton is as good. Like, I'm not telling you he's perfect. It seemed like he didn't love playing off the ball as much as he had to because Harper was just so good. And the more and more you watch Harper, you're just like, all right, I totally get it. Like, he's got all this NBA scoring stuff down already to the high pick and roll. But I feel like Ace has become far more damaged, probably because of the handling of this. And apparently, unless there's a secret workout, being the only American prospect that hasn't worked out or shown up to visit with anybody, which is just unheard of.
So why is he doing that? Has his camp made any statements about it? Like, this is why we're approaching the draft in this way. And I know it's weird, but here's our strategy.
Yeah, I think because Philly, landing the number 3 pick is weird. Like, we can all sit here and say, like, well, they need to trade it because of the timeline and what they're facing. And granted, like, if you're a Sixers fan right now, you should probably feel much better about your place in the East, considering all the guys that are going down and the injuries that we've had throughout the playoffs. And you include Dame too at the end, but you look at Ace Baylor, even a VJ, and you're like, how does this guy play for a Sixers team? Well, the way he plays is probably because one of the Sixers guys are going to get hurt, so you throw him out there anyway. But I just can't imagine like Nick Nurse trusting a ton of possessions with Ace Bailey, where if he's on Brooklyn and there's no one else, and you're like, okay, that's buckets. New Orleans, Trey Murphy's still a preferred option over Ace Bailey at this point. There just seems like there's more room for him for touches where it feels like the camp was afraid that if he ended up in Charlotte with LaMelo and Miller already there, Utah should be plenty of room, but there's a ton of guys that they've drafted and a lot of on-the-ball guards. Like, maybe they're simply looking at this as the vacancy of other people that would get in his way. And that has to be the reason behind it, because it doesn't really make a lot of sense of why you try to be going 5th or 8th instead of 3rd.
Yeah. All right, the Duke guys. Malawak, Cooper Flag, Konknipple. They're going to go what? Like all 3 of them maybe go by what, 7, 8? What's the ceiling for all these guys, and is it high enough that they could go down as like the how did they not win a championship team? Because that's all I'm rooting for. Like, can you believe that? They can't win it all? That's crazy.
You want to hear something funny? Is I watched the Houston game again, and I took a picture of when they had the ball up, 67-61 with 57 seconds left. And we already know the outcome because we all watched the game. And even when I was rewatching it months later, I'm thinking, they lost this?
Yeah, it was awesome.
And I almost like posted the picture and said they lost this game. And then we had John Shire confirmed for like 2 days later. And I was like, all right, I can't do that.
Smart.
Although Shire,
it's a fact.
Smart.
They did lose that game.
They did lose that game. But how good are these guys? Like, I think they're all really, really good. Obviously, we know Cooper Flag. And Konknipple's like, he's going to be very good pro. And Malawak, his size is like he kind of fits that new NBA where he could run with anyone and he can protect the rim. So are all 3 of these guys like, no doubt, hey, you're going to get a really good player out of them?
I like all 3 guys a lot. I think Cooper Flag, the Jesus comps seem a little outrageous. Maybe Tom Chambers. Not Jesus, no. Like Cooper, the only thing that you would say, and I asked Shire this, and of course, like he was going to say the other stuff that this guy did in practice, like don't even worry about it, is you go, okay, if you're taking somebody number 1 and he's supposed to be the face of a franchise in like 4 or 5 years, that also means that he's the number 1 scoring option, likely. Granted, there are some players that are a little bit more unique, but I mean, is he going to have that kind of offensive game? And I think the people that are around him, whether it was high school and this year at Duke, they're like, he could do more of that stuff if he wanted to, but he actually is like a really willing teammate and passer and speaks to all the other guys that want to get involved. So every time you watch Cooper, like the biggest thing too is it's not just the size, the athleticism, his anticipation, the defense. I mean, it's just his passing, all this stuff is that he's a real like competitor. Like it's not a joke. He's not telling you that he wants to win. He is expressing to you and the urgency with which he plays basketball, how bad he wants to win. And so it's hard to not just pay attention to him when you're just watching a Duke game. And then I went back and did the Knipple tape and I thought like, oh yeah, he'll probably be, in that 5 to 8 range or something like that because he's big. He scored a lot, scored even more in high school. He had to defer a little bit. I'll tell you, after really digging into him, I am so incredibly impressed with the way this guy sees the game. His off-ball cutting, how he's setting up defenders off the ball. Like the best way I could describe him is that if you have Knipple on your team and then you just pick whoever the other 4 are, he would look at who the other 4 guys are, figure out what they needed, and then he would play. He would adapt his game to who the other 4 guys that he was sharing the floor with. And he showed that when Flag was out. He showed it when Flag was obviously in. And he is so smart. Like VJ's got probably more motherfucker in him. Trey Johnson makes the most like NBA impressive level shots. But I think Knipple's approach to the game is the thing that's the most impressive from him. So I don't know if that's enough for him to go ahead of VJ and go number 3, but it seems impossible that he would go outside of 3, 4, and 5. And then Malawach, he hasn't played the game for a really long time. And as much as it feels like he's just this incredible lob threat, 2 things really stood out. He had a switch in a college game where the point guard hadn't played, like he didn't know the scouting report on Malawach at all. And he switches, he gets him in the switch, like, all right, here we go. Like the guard's going to go right past this big guy. Malawach stays in front of him by moving his feet. It's not even his wingspan. Like the guard couldn't do anything and was like freaked because you could just like, what the fuck was this? Like, I can't go around this guy. So it feels like Knipple's in that 3 to 5 range. Malawach, some people say the floor is Toronto, unless they're going to go with Essengay, which is somebody from France who I don't like all that much, but he just fell down a lot. So you know how I get about those players, even when they're good. I'm like, stop falling down all the time. But those 3 guys are really special prospects. But yeah, Big Cat, you're going to be right. You're going to be able to say, how did that team not win a title?
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be like looking at the old Oklahoma City Thunder. Same thing.
Yeah, right. Except those guys, well, I mean, who left quicker? The freshmen or?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys were still, Durant and Westbrook were still running things in 2016.
All ended up being Rockets.
Is that one in a draft?
What?
Should the Rockets sign Serge Ibaka?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Get the gang back
All
together.
ended up being Rockets.
I kind of like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Jeremiah Fears? Because like a month ago, if you'd asked me who would I want on my team, I was feeling I like watching Jeremiah Fears play, the way that he controls the game at point guard. Are we hearing that he's going to slip a little bit?
No, there's a lot of people that think that Utah would take him. As far as like, can you get past the defender? And there's a lot of guys that think they can, that are like big time scorers and come in with all the accolades. And he's another one like Cooper that reclassified. So he should have been a senior in high school this year. And he comes in and no one can stay in front of him. Like nobody can stay in front of him. And some of the stuff that he does, the anticipation of the passing is really special. So if you're in the room and you're arguing, hey, this guy has a chance, because this will happen a lot with the draft, which we always have to remind ourselves of, is like you're sitting there at 7 or 8. You're like, okay, this guy's a better player. We know he could probably be in the rotation with us. It's a safer pick, but we can't get any stars in free agency. We can't trade for anybody. Nobody wants to come to our city. Is there a chance? Is there a chance that this person develops into somebody that like becomes an elite level scorer where maybe he makes an all-star game because a couple other guys ask out of it? Yeah, I could see that Fears conversation. Like I could see that being part of the conversation for Fears. A lot of people do think Utah likes him, but if you wanted to shit on him, you go, okay, cool. He's really small. He turned it over more than any other player in the SEC. He shot 28% from 3 last year. I looked at his high school stats. Again, high school stats, I can't believe it's 2025. We can't have a better database for this kind of stuff. But from what I could find and then double checking some of the stuff, like he wasn't over 30% from 3 there either. So I'm usually not in a hurry to be like, hey, small guard can't shoot, turns it over a ton, probably can't defend anybody. Yeah, let's go. Number 5, hand in the card.
Mm-hmm. So Jeremiah Fears' ceiling is Tyler Huntley.
I would say better condition.
Pro Bowler.
Better conditioned.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's awesome. The shooting thing, like, how bad? Let me ask you this: if you're a team and you talk to these guys, like, is there some level of, hey, we can figure out a way to get him to shoot better, or is it like your shot kind of is your shot, and it's you're not gonna all of a sudden go from a 25% 3-point shooter to, oh man, you're hitting 39%.
Yeah, most people will tell you can work on it. Like if you want to figure this out like a golf swing, you can probably get better at it. And, percentages can be misleading too because there are NBA shooters who put up a really nice percentage, but they can only shoot in like one scenario. Right. Where it's the muscle memory is down, it's the catch, there's no dribble, it's from like one spot where they're comfortable. And actually there's incredible value in just that. But then there's other guys that can shoot from anywhere, can shoot off the catch, shoot off the dribble. They can calibrate their body and change the shot based on like what they think they need. And that's like the real elite stuff. So, there's times where I look at percentages for draft prospects and I'll think the player's actually like a good shooter. Like Dylan Harper shot 33% from three this year. All right. He's going to be better than the 33% shooter because a lot of the shots were, hey, we're not that good. I'm a 5-star. I'm the big deal. I'm the number one option. Like some of these kids, I don't really blame them. Like they're in love with taking some, hey, take a look at this 3-pointer. I mean, right. It's just what the game has become post Steph. So there's a lot of shot selection stuff that will happen with some kids where I look at their form. Is it quick enough? Are they getting it off? Like, again, Halliburton had probably one of the funkier deliveries ever. And all he's done is shot 40% from three basically every season. So, there's more to it than I think than just what are your percentages, where then you have Demon at BYU, who apparently is lighting it up in these pre-workout. And I loved him at 6'8.5" and playing point guard and some of his passing. But he's not, I mean, he didn't just miss this year. I was kidding, but like his misses are violent. Like violent misses from three. So where I look at his percentage, I'm like, that seems to make more sense, even though apparently, again, he's, I guess, killing it in some of these pre-draft workouts, which is shocking because in game, it was pretty rough.
So besides him, who outside of the consensus top 8 are you looking at and saying, I like that guy more than what the experts are ranking Matt?
Well, it's funny because like I don't look at Vecini's stuff until I'm like, I feel like I'm comfortable. Like I don't want to look at his and then do all my work. And then I was watching Cedric Coward, started D3, was at Eastern Washington, played 6 games this year for Washington State because his coach came over, had a shoulder injury, was shut down for the season. I still don't even think he's cleared for 3-on-3 stuff right now. And I watched him and I'm like, am I losing my mind? But is this guy incredible? And I text Vecini. I was like, hey, what do you got on? Like, just do you like this dude? He's like, yeah, I have him 9th. I was like, whoa. All right. And now, people are seeing that going, that's insane. You guys are nuts. Because we were raving about him last week on my pod. And it's just like, look, the competition is not very good. The only good team he played was Iowa last year. And it was probably his worst of the 6 games. So maybe I'm getting a little carried away. But when you look at the physicality, the shooting numbers, which are incredible across the board, how he just was this wing who seemed like he can score on everybody. And then one game, it was like, hey, I'm just going to post up dudes right now just to show you that I have the full arsenal. He makes a lot of sense, probably outside of that 8 to 9 range into the uncertainty of what the rest of the lottery and teams are going to be. Because that's where I think it's going to be a little bit more wild.
You got a favorite Euro guy? I feel like America's back. We're dominating this draft after a couple that we didn't. But do you have a favorite Euro guy?
Well, Traore's like watching a colt being born. We're like, is it going to run away and look beautiful, or is it going to fall down? He doesn't shoot it great. It reminds me of Melo a little, but when he's out there, you feel him, right? He's this lanky point guard running around. Again, he hasn't shot it great, but he plays with like such incredible energy that sometimes it's like, man, that's a lot of energy you're playing with. Essengay, who I mentioned, is a French kid who's playing in the German league. And I can tell, like, I'll look at some of the reports on him and I think, did you guys watch him, or are you just looking? Because his free throw rate was nuts. He was like, oh, this guy's so efficient. He lives at the line. The shit he got called in his favor, like, I I just can't imagine an NBA ref going, yeah, let's send him to 2 for the line. Like, you deserve that. Where he's not even facing the hoop on some of these shots.
Yeah.
And he's like turning around and then chucks it. Like, Dame Lillard would be embarrassed. Dame would be like, dude, don't ruin this for the rest of us. Some teams really like him. Some teams think he could go in the top 10. I'm not as big of a fan. I might be totally wrong. We'll see. His team's still playing. So we don't even know if he's going to make it to the draft or not, but he's definitely going in the first round. Berenger is the other French kid who like plays center, and he actually plays center. Like he's somebody I like, at least for the fact that he knows exactly who he's going to be instead of some of these 6'10", 6'11" guys that want to be small forwards and they're not. This guy's a center. He set a screen on a guard in this game I watched last week where it was such a violent screen, and I thought it was legal. They called a foul on him, and the officials looking at him basically being like, that guy's so banged up like a car crash after he ran into your screen. Like, I think I have to give him this call right now. And he's looking at him going like, what? Like the first, I think 12 makes that I saw from him were all just right at the rim dunks. He has no interest in doing anything else. And sometimes that can actually be a good thing for a team because it's like he doesn't want to show you what he's capable of in a few years. He already understands the assignment.
Yeah.
I got a question for you about the New York Knicks and their coaching search. You think they're to the point where they pick up the phone, maybe called Alabama, Nate Oates?
Man. Is Izzo, or what about Condoleezza Rice?
Are they going to get a coach for real? This is a shit show.
Yeah, I don't think any of it matters. I think it's like something that's really easy to make fun of.
Very easy.
If they win games, which they're going to, no one is going to be talking about this in a year. No one. So I don't know why they would necessarily do this to embarrass themselves. But to me, this is not like, this is one of your buddies that's a great guy that does something embarrassing, and it's just not going to hang on him as opposed to somebody else. Like, it's also the Knicks, so people like to shit on him. I think there's a lot of good one-liners out of all this stuff. But ultimately, none of this is ever going to matter. It's just not. Like, it's a very, if you want to pile on, you can use it.
I would like to pile on.
We're going to pile on.
I know, man. You love to get on top.
I do.
Love to.
You know me.
Stay on top. That's what we say on this podcast.
Pile driver.
Get on top, stay on top.
I just wanted to get on top of the Knicks, and then I also wanted to get on top of Rico at the same time, which is why I thought maybe Nate Oates to the Knicks could make everybody happy.
Who was it Izzo that was going to fix everybody there for a while? Remember when Izzo was going to coach the Michigan State football team?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He was going to fix it all.
We are so fucking stupid sometimes.
But I love it. I love it because it's also like maybe he could. I don't know. Like, guy can coach.
Nothing's better than the Condoleezza Rice Browns thing.
No. I still can't believe it's real. I think about it once a week.
Yeah.
I think about it. I text you every now and then.
Yeah.
Be like, what are you doing? Be like, thinking about Condoleezza Rice with a headset on.
This is real.
They just need it. They need a CEO. That's really what it is this we need a head coach as a CEO. It's like,
Who would you guys most want to coach the Knicks? It's all on the table.
Probably Jay Wright.
Rick Brunson would be funny. It would. It would be very funny. You'd have to admit it would be very funny.
If Cuomo doesn't win the election, probably him.
Yeah.
How about those numbers?
Yeah. Wild.
The real answer is
I'm not super political, but I just saw it today.
I would love for them to strike out and then have to rehire Tibbs. That would be fun.
Would you take it?
Yeah.
Tibbs would do it.
Yeah, why not? If they pay you. It's like,
it's a rum situation.
Yeah, fuck it. Like, I knew they hated me. Tibbs strikes me as a guy who, it's not like he's walking around being like, everyone fucking loves me in this building. So I don't think it would change much.
Tibbs loves basketball so much, he would probably do it.
Yeah. He loves basketball so much. We've told this story. I mean, you probably know it. Like the fact that he was going to get married and he was like, yeah, actually, I'm not getting married because you are going to make me not be able to be a basketball coach all the time. And he just had the foresight to be like, yeah, we're just not going to do this.
I did it because of podcasting.
Yeah. Married to the game.
Exactly. That's commitment.
Do you know how many fights I've avoided by just I've actually done society a favor by being resilient in my solitude because I just know the arguments that I've avoided. And, who knows? I mean, the butterfly effect. Say I had a wife and she's like, I can't believe he's watching another fucking game. And then she crashes into somebody at Ralph's grocery store,
Yeah.
Who knows?
You've made so many women so happy by not marrying them.
Yeah. I've done more for women than anybody.
You
That's
love
facts.
women more than any married man.
You're a feminist at heart.
Have you ever played solitaire during an NBA playoff game?
At home on my couch, probably.
You're a solitaire guy?
No. I don't think so. I mean, back in the day with ESPN every now and then, you remember that golf game that they used to have, that mini golf game on ESPN.com in the early 2000s? There was always that one hole that was like, if you could get that in a hole in one, then once you started breaking it, like I think the lowest score you could get was like a North Korean score where every hole was a hole in one. But it was really, really hard to do. So we used to do that sometimes during the break because those shows were 6 hours long, remember?
Yeah.
On those Saturday night overnights. But during a game, like I'll admit, you get a little distracted on your phone live at a game every now and then. Is that dog actually underwater?
It was a cool video. And I'll say that, like, at the beginning of the video, I was like, wait, is this real? And then when we could audibly hear the dog barking at the shark as the shark banged into his scuba.
You don't think the dog would bark?
No, I think the dog would bark. I don't think we'd be able to hear it.
Well, we don't know how it was mic'd.
That's true. That's true.
It might have been mic'd up.
He had a laugh
You guys
on
are
it. I missed
audio.
that. Yeah, I missed that. All right.
What are you really asking me, by the way?
What?
About solitaire?
Yeah.
Just wonder what your thoughts were on Solitaire Gate.
You zagged pretty hard.
I was just curious. I want to know. You're in the biz, Ryan.
What?
I just can't imagine. I can't imagine you ever playing a game on your computer during an NBA Finals game.
Let's just say, if that were to happen, I would be pretty bummed out with myself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Unless it was a really good solitaire game, because that's the part that people miss. That Stephen A. Smith actually had a really good solitaire game going.
How does he not see that 6 over there? I would be. I think the lesson in all of this is that some people are to a level where there's like this acceptance of it doesn't even matter. Like nothing even matters. Which I don't know if that's good or bad.
Well, but okay, so it did matter a little, and I didn't say this on Monday's show, but Stephen A. Smith, his daughter's a little too old to be using her as a shield. He really needed his daughter to be like 5.
I'm not getting any of that.
What would let's talk about it this way? What would
that's the truth.
Hypothetically, what would Stephen A. Smith say about an NBA player if he made the organization go out of their way to bring that player's child into the organization? If that were to ever happen in the NBA, do you think Stephen would have a problem with it?
Can the kid shoot?
Not that great.
Did you guys already do this segment?
No.
I was ruminating on that take. Like, it was, I just, like, usually, like, when people bring out their kids as shields, being like, I'm facing a little controversy, it's like, the kid's, like, running around really cute. Everyone's like, oh, look at this cute kid. It's not like a full-blown adult.
I have nothing to add to this. I'm staying out of it.
All right, we'll do the rollback question. RHOBACK.com, promo code TAKE, 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts. Rollback.com, promo code TAKE, 20% off. My last question for you, Ryan, is, are you going to run a 6-minute mile this year?
You and I talked about it. This is a big controversy on the show where, make it quick, I don't do a great job of that, but like, what would you be excited about, right? If like, what would you be excited? You'd be excited to rep out 225. I think you'd be excited for most people to bench 225 once. If you could rep 135 one time, like, good for you. You're in there. Never going to be critical of anybody. That's aging. That's understanding that, like, hey, we're all in this together. I don't want to be a orphan of society. And yet when I brought up the mile, just off the top of my head, I was like, yeah, I think like a 6-minute mile, like if you run, but nobody just runs a mile. Nobody runs a mile to just test themselves. And then it turned into the marathon crowd being like, are you guys out of your mind? 7:30 is like the best split. And then of course, that's what happens. Like, people consistently prove their selfishness to me all the time, is that their argument was only about what it was that they were doing in the normal thing. So Big Cat and I talked about this. Big Cat, which I appreciate. I don't think it was the friendship. He was like, you're 100% right about this whole thing. Like, nobody would run 1 mile and then come to work on Monday being like 7:42, dudes.
He'd be like, wait, you ran one of them?
No, it's a fact.
Yeah.
At some point, like, you stop worrying about your mile time. I would say that age is maybe 10th grade, and you don't really care what you can run 1 mile in, and you
run it.
Yeah, unless you're like on a track team.
Yeah.
But then you reach the age where it's like, okay, I'm going to run more than a mile because I'm trying to stay in shape. I'm not trying to run
5K in it.
1,600 meters.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, right. Like, there's just very few people being like, I'm going to figure this thing out. Although Big Cat told me, and again, because he was on my side, but you went out and ran a mile just to prove that you could do it because nobody thought you could do it, right?
Yeah, no, people were like, oh, you can't, it's over 10 minutes easy. I went out, I ran like a 7:40. It killed me. I was crushed. I felt like crap. I wanted to die.
Did you go out too fast?
I just pushed myself to the limit. I'm not in good shape, but I do think people, like, if you've done anything, if you've done anything in your life that's like remotely athletic, you still have a baseline that like 7:40 is not. And I didn't go around bragging to people, be like, hey, dude, I ran a 7:40. If someone tells you they ran a 6-minute mile, I would be like, dude, that's fucking crazy. Like, that's fast. That's a really fast. That's sprinting like as fast as you can.
It's a 10.
Yeah.
It's a 10 on the treadmill the whole time.
It's crazy.
And I used to try to do it when I was younger, and I don't think I ever got it. I think I'd get to like the 0.08, and then I would just be like, something's gonna blow. Like, now the treadmill is driving you. You're not even running right now, and it's gonna be really bad. Am I gonna train for it? I've wanted to, just to kind of do a, hey, everybody fuck off. Cause like whenever any of us talk about any of this stuff, they seem to think that like that's impossible. And I'm like, I probably could, but I'd get a lot skinnier, and I don't want to do that. It's taking me forever to have this much mass. I'm not ready to give it up. That's why I'm not going on Love Island.
Good point.
You're finally at a place in life where you're happy with your body.
Yeah.
And you got a great body.
Body positivity.
I have a great body. Fuck everybody that
Don't apologize
tries to
for
suggest. That. Yeah. No, I mean, I was checking myself out the other day. I was like, the reason I'm single is I don't know if anybody deserves this.
Yeah. And you can fuck yourself.
I've seen videos, but I don't know if they're real.
Oh, the dog scuba diving. Hank got got by that. He got by the kittens jumping off the high dive.
That one was real.
That.
The kittens in the Olympics.
Yeah.
That one was real.
Yeah.
Well, there was like an AI roided up DeChambeau on Threads.
Yeah.
And I think Big Cat can understand. Like, I just wrote fake. And the guy was like, dude, I'm just having fun.
It's great, though. We got to keep him honest.
Yeah, right. Like, we don't need this shit because people are now being desensitized. I think there's something to be said. I don't know if it's a book or a TED Talk or whatever, but no one's impressed with anything anymore.
Yeah.
And sometimes, every now and then, allow yourself to be impressed. I am impressed with the Oklahoma City Thunder and their organization.
That's a great
Even if we're
tieback.
disappointed. Right.
Great tieback.
Great
10 out of
bookend.
10 stuck the landing.
Bang.
There was one guy online I saw yesterday that had a picture of him and his mom from he was like 4 years old in this picture, and his mom was obviously like a grown lady. He's like, this is the most fantastic
That's a good thing.
use case I've ever seen for AI. And then he turned that picture into a video of his mom and him hugging. And he's like, this is now one of my most cherished memories that I have. A fake video of him hugging his mom.
Oh, that's actually pretty sad.
Yeah. Very sad.
That's really sad.
Yeah. I apologize about trying to keep up with the banter.
It was so
I have
sad.
nothing to add.
really
It's just
sad.
it's just like the solitaire topic. I have nothing to add.
Yeah.
I was
Really
impressed
sad.
by that fan at the LSU game.
Yeah. I looked at that twice.
All right, Ryan, you're the best. We love you. Enjoy vacation wherever you're going.
Yeah, I've been looking at St. Helena.
Okay.
Napoleon exile.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was going to put myself through the same exile, minus.
I got a picture, or I got a piece of Napoleon's DNA. You want to bring it there? Bought it for
That'd be sick.
$250.
Yeah.
K?
No, $250 online. Got a piece
Bought
of his
some
hair.
Did you spend $500,000 on Napoleon's dick and it's fake? That's irrelevant.
I did.
I love when Logan asked Connor about him spending money on a fake Napoleon dick, and he's like, that's irrelevant right
It's
now.
relevant. All right. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it.
Russillo was brought to you by Kachava. This is a good sponsor for Ryen Russillo. He's working out, getting swole, and whether you're on or off the field, you need the kind of nourishment that keeps up with your game. Kachava's whole body meal shakes will keep your body and your mind nourished all day. It's a great all-in-one shake. They got proteins, greens. It fuels your game. It's a whole body meal with plant-based protein that actually tastes delicious. 25 grams of 100% plant-based protein and available in 5 indulgent flavors: chocolate, vanilla, chai, matcha, and coconut acai. All the good stuff your mind and body crave for whole body health. With every 2 scoops of Kachava, you get 85 plus superfoods, nutrients, and plant-based ingredients. No artificial flavors, no colors, no sweeteners, non-GMO, no soy, no animal products, no gluten, and no preservatives. You don't have to be vegan to love it. Adding more plant-based protein to your diet is a fantastic way to nourish your body. Try Kachava risk-free with their Love It guarantee. Fuel your game with Kachava. Go to kachava.com. Use promo code PMT for 15% off your next order. That's KACHAVA.com. Promo code PMT. 15% off your next order. Let's get the boys on some Kachava shakes. Let's get those in the studio. We're hitting the gym. We're working out. Let's drink some Kachava. Kachava.com. Promo code PMT. 15% off. Russillo was also brought to you by our great friends at Proper 12. I'm making my Irish entrance with Proper No. 12 Irish whiskey. How do you make an Irish entrance, you might ask? It starts with a shot of Proper No. 12 Irish whiskey, because real friends don't let friends Irish exit a party without a story to tell. Original Proper No. 12 is a rich and smooth blend of golden grain and single malt, aged 4 years in bourbon barrels. You mix it up with some ginger ale for a classic and refreshing Proper ginger. In the mood for something smooth but a little sweeter? Try Proper Irish Apple. It's a delicious blend of Proper's award-winning Irish whiskey with crisp, fresh notes of apple. So get out there and make your Irish entrance. Anything else just wouldn't be proper. Make your Irish entrance with Proper No. 12 Irish whiskey. And now here's Isaiah Hartenstein.
Okay, we now welcome on a very, very, very special guest. He is an NBA champ as of less than 24 hours ago. It is Isaiah Hartenstein from the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's crazy. We're talking to you. It's been 12 hours. Does it feel like, have you been doing media? Like, are we the first to say you're an NBA champ?
Right after the game, you heard it a couple of times, but now y'all, the next day, definitely the first for sure.
Yeah. So you win. Let's talk Game 7. You win Game 7. Everything's happening. Did you ever in your wildest imagination be like, I'm going to someday win an NBA title and then my son is going to go viral for sleeping?
Oh, yeah. Wait, he's awake actually right now.
Okay.
He's
this is good.
Awake. We'll give him a little cameo right here.
Oh, yeah.
Can you break the news to him that Dad's a champion?
He could care less. All he wanted to do was go home and listen to Elmo. He didn't care about anything about the NBA championship. So
that's hilarious.
Yeah. It was an awesome moment.
How old is he?
He's 1. He just turned 1.
Okay, because I had your back in the moment because I have 3 kids. I was like, dude, they sleep when they sleep. Like, this is actually a good thing. You just, when they're ready to sleep, just let them sleep.
Yeah. No, it was amazing. I might need like the arena sound now for the crib, because he was dead asleep. Like, he doesn't even sleep that good at home. So I'm like, I need to figure this out or something. But it was an amazing moment, and now he's up.
There we go. Yeah, the moment when I think Shea was the one who tried to pick up his head a little was very funny.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah. I was very bad at multitasking. She was asking questions. His head was falling to the side. But I have great teammates who helped me with my fathering every now and then, so it was good.
I love that. So what happens after you guys win? What was last night like for you guys?
First of all, you just feel the great emotions. I think just as a group, you're with these guys probably more than your family. So just kind of experiencing that together was something truly amazing. And then after that, we tried to do the champagne, whatever it's called, party, but no one knew how to do it. Like, we were all trying to figure out, like, ACU was trying to explain to us how to do it. So it was probably the worst champagne shower probably in NBA history, but we had fun with that for sure.
I love that. Your team's so young, and then you're like, hey, Unc, Alex Caruso, how old is he?
He's 30.
Yeah,
30,
the old man on the team. Like, you're the only one who knows how to open up a bottle of champagne.
Yeah. The crazy thing is, I think it was for 3 people, it was the first time they even drank alcohol.
Oh, that is nuts.
That is great. Did they get hammered First timers?
I mean, yes. So some guys got a little fun last night, but they earned it for sure.
Yeah. In terms of the actual game, it was weird because obviously the Halliburton injury happens and it kind of takes a little of the air out of like the whole game 7. Did you feel it like affect your side as well? Because you guys were down at half, where it was like not so much like that you're feeling bad for him, but it's just kind of weird. You plan on playing this guy who's been incredible and had this insane run, and then he's out for the rest of the game. And you're like, all right, what are we doing here? We got TJ McConnell now for extended minutes. Did it feel like weird after he went down?
I mean, first of all, like my prayers just go out to him. I think having an injury like that is always something sad to see. He was amazing all playoffs, but I think for us it was kind of just getting back to. I mean, yeah, you never want to see it, but we were trying to get back to 0. I mean, that's been our kind of motto all season: get back to that 0-0 mentality. And yeah, even without him, they're a great team. I mean, TJ McCollum felt like Michael Jordan or something. Like he would have some stretches where he was going. I mean, he was really impressive this whole playoffs. But yeah, we just wanted to make sure that we just stayed locked in. And yeah, and got it done.
Yeah.
Can you take me back to last year, July 1st, 2024, when you decided that you were going to sign with the Thunder? And what was going through your head? Why you made that decision? Did things play out the way that you thought they would? Or was there, you thought that it was the right place for you to be, but maybe even you were surprised with how this year went?
I think I was more surprised. I mean, you always saw the culture from the outside. Like you saw that Sam Presti always built a great culture with the Thunder, but then really being in it to see how amazing the culture really is. We really just have to focus on basketball here. And I think he's done a great job just building that out. And so now being here, winning a championship, I mean, it was always a goal, but it's never promised. And so, yeah, I mean, for me, it worked out perfectly. It worked out perfectly.
Yeah, there was a take when you decided to sign with Oklahoma City. This is from Nick Central that posted this in reaction to the news. Welp, Isaiah Hartenstein went for the short-term money and not for the chance to win a championship in NYC and be a legend for eternity and have long-term money. Enjoy irrelevance. Are you enjoying irrelevance?
Yeah, it feels pretty good. Like the champagne, it feels the confetti coming down, holding the trophy. It feels pretty good. But I got love for my Knicks people, man. They're so passionate. They love, but they're so good for basketball. So I'll take that comment, and I'll take my ring in a couple months too. So yeah.
Yeah, but the Thunder have some incredible fans as well. Do you, at any point during the season, did you see Thunder out there with his shirt off and his belly painted? Because I feel like this is partially his championship too, and pretty much everyone who put on a shirt, anyone who puts on a shirt, in your guys' arena, like they won this championship as well.
Yeah. I mean, I saw him, the first time I saw him was he had his shirt off in Summer League. Like he was ready to go in Summer League. I was like, well, what is going on here? But they're amazing, man. The community is so behind us. And they give us a push every game. I mean, every game, every home game, everyone's wearing a shirt. It could be an 80-year-old person or it could be a 4-year-old. No one cares they're wearing a shirt. And I think it just gave us really a boost, especially at home. I think our home record was in the playoffs. It was like 12-2 or something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the 2 were just insane, like losses at the end of the Nuggets and the Pacers. Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, Aaron Gordon had a crazy game winner. Halliburton, a crazy game winner. But yeah, our fans are amazing. Yeah.
So you lose game 1, kind of a crazy comeback. That's what the Pacers have been doing all postseason. Could you spin zone that and say it was actually a good thing we lost game 1 because it shocked us and it made us ready to play for full game for every single other game that we had against them?
I mean, we kind of knew it coming into it. I mean, they were doing it all playoffs. I mean, the comebacks they had. I mean, you would watch it and you would. I don't even know how they came back from that. So we also kind of knew it, but Yeah, I mean, it kind of helped us for sure. I mean, I think just that was kind of mentality throughout these playoffs. I mean, throughout the series is how can we stay locked in 48 minutes? They're a great team, and even when you feel like you have control of the game, they can come back just with their pace and the way they play. And so, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I got a basketball question for you. So in these playoffs, especially in these finals, you went from starting to coming off the bench for a few of the games to start the series. How hard is that as a player to be like, I'm now starting the game on the bench? And it's credit to you. Like, it felt like the Thunder had that type of team chemistry where guys can be interchangeable, guys can play a different amount of minutes. But is that difficult to be like, all right, I'm used to starting and now I'm going to have to come off the bench in like these high leverage situations?
Yeah. I think if you want to win, you have to sacrifice. And so I think knowing that, I was able to put my ego aside, and I trust Mark fully. I mean, Mark's been great for us all season. I trust the decisions he's making. So it's more, I just want to win so bad. And if it's me playing 1 minute, me playing 40 minutes, to me, doesn't matter. I think if you look at our whole team, each series, someone else sacrificed. And so I think that's what made us special again. And it was no egos involved. No one was in the locker room pouting because he played, let's say, 10 less minutes in the series before. It was, how can I help the team win? And I think that's what also makes us so connected to.
Yeah. If you played one-on-one versus Lou Dort, are you scoring a point?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Lou Dort would probably lock you down.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's light.
Dort's your
That's
chamber.
light.
Yeah.
No, that's light.
But I feel like Lou Dort, he doesn't get enough credit, and your whole team. Like,
Yeah.
Can you feel when you guys were playing at your highest level, the defense was just so insane?
Yeah.
Would you like look at each other and say like, "Hey, we got them now. Like we know what like because it was like demoralizing to watch what you would do to other teams where it's not always the offense. It's just like you're so suffocating, hands everywhere, loose balls, all that stuff. Could you feel like you taking the will of other teams during the season?
Yeah. I mean, I think there was times throughout the season where, I mean, even throughout the playoffs where we weren't shooting good, but we knew we could rely on our defense. And I think for us, it's special that to me, I don't think we really had a weak link on defense. I mean, even Shea's a great defender to me. So it's like when you have 5 guys on the court at all time, I mean, when Lou Dort comes out, you have Alex Caruso, Casey Wallace. And so probably as the guards, every time I look to the bench or see someone get subbed in, I thought like, oh, damn, he's coming in. Oh, damn, another one. So I think it's something that really made us throughout the year because we always had that energy. There's always someone coming in. And I've probably never played on a team where top to bottom, we all had great defenders.
Yeah, just wave after wave of guys. I got a dumb question for you. Have you ever thought about talking to SGA and being like, hey, man, maybe you shouldn't sign 500 autographs before a game? That might be too many autographs.
I'm gonna lie, I saw that video, the NBA posted it.
Yeah.
And like there was like a ticker. I'm like, I would be exhausted.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's a great dude. Like, just to do that, like, he's so humble and then like he's so connected to the fans. But like, I got tired watching it. I'm like, but I don't know. He has, I guess, stamina for days. My hand would have been cramping by probably like 200.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Yeah. For like, actually, on a serious level, I think that my hand would be too injured to play basketball if I had to write my name 500 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have, I mean, if he would have went to our docs, like, hey, doc, I can't play. I just strained my hand signing autographs. I think people would be pissed around the organization for sure.
Dumb question because it happened before the game, but were you aware of the video that was going around about the buses being painted for the championship parade? Because obviously that's something that we're sitting here on our phone being like, uh-oh, this is a problem. Did anyone in the locker room see that video?
I mean, I saw it, but I feel like they have to do it like before. Probably Indiana, they're probably doing the same thing.
Yes.
So our buses just got leaked. And
right.
So,
Right.
I mean, it wasn't like they were going to do it like a day before and try to do it fast as possible. So it's probably both teams were doing it, but our team just got leaked. But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, you can't have it leaked.
You got to take care of that in house.
Yeah, you can't because you're right. Like, they do have to make the plans. But was there ever did anyone talk about it before the game? Like, hey, look at this. What this was like. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves.
No, we didn't really. I mean, we were just focused on the game. I mean, you have enough emotions going into Game 7 that kind of stuff like that you just kind of push to a side. So
Yeah.
What were the emotions that you were feeling before that game?
I mean, just human nature. You have a certain nervousness to you because you know how drastic of a change it would be. I mean, if you win, you're in the happiest. I mean, I'm like grateful beyond measures, happy beyond measures. But if you lose, I mean, I told my wife, I'm like, if this goes the other way, I might be in my room for 3 weeks not talking to you, depressed in my room. So it's really like those two big different sways about it. So you have that nervousness to you, but I think the pressure is also a privilege. You grow up wanting to play in these high stake games. And so that's kind of where I got back to being more calm, just noticing that the pressure is a privilege.
How many times did you go to the bathroom before the game? I would go to the bathroom 100 times before the game.
I ain't gonna lie, I went like 5 times.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, I don't have no piss left, but I still got to do it.
I'd be the other way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do both, but like, you know, like when you have that like nervousness, like I'm gonna just go check if I have to piss again.
Yeah, it was good. It's a couple more than usual for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just human nature. Was there anyone who was just like living in the bathroom? Please don't tell me it was Alex Caruso.
I mean, I didn't really track that, so I wasn't really following everyone to the bathroom. So I'll ask my teammates after and get back to you.
I feel like that was Chet. Chet was probably.
Yeah, you didn't have to track it. Just like, did you see anyone more than once? Where you're like, you're going 5 times. Did you see anyone like, oh, here we are again?
No. Not really. I might have been the most thing because I was kind of by myself a lot. So I might have been up there.
Yeah.
You know, AC's old bladder, he might have been a little faster too.
He's got some kidney stones he's got to pass. Yeah.
Did you guys talk at all about there was a play, I think it was maybe game 5 when Alex Caruso was a friend of ours. He basically was trying to swim on the floor to get a loose ball, and he looked psychotic. Did anyone make fun of him after that?
I mean, we're used to it. He's a psychopath, so we're used to it. I mean, he's amazing, man. I mean, the passion he has for the game, the grit and hustle he plays with, all playoffs, he's made huge plays. And yeah, for us, he's been amazing. He's been the old guy for us, the bald guy for us. And he keeps his head shining for sure.
Yeah. All right, so now that you get to actually plan the parade and you get to use those very beautiful buses that you guys painted like 5 months ago, who's going to be in charge on your team? Who's the guy that's going to be like the social director, being like, hey, we're going to meet up here. Here's where we're going to pregame. How's that going to get pulled together?
I mean, most of us are recovering right now. I mean, a couple guys are trying to survive right now. Jay Will is the most social guy probably. So Jay Will probably is going to be the guy to get everything started. And then after that, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know what's going on, to be honest.
Yeah.
They said show up at 8:30, and I guess we're just going to figure it out from there. So I don't know.
So it was a group chat this morning. It was like 3 guys being like, I am so fucking hungover right now. Unless we win another championship, I'm never drinking again.
That was the whole group chat. Said, I'm done drinking. I hate alcohol. Yeah, that was the whole group chat this morning.
I have one more question about the series. We mentioned him, TJ McConnell. Was there moments where you're like, how the hell is this guy doing this? I'm like a foot taller than him. And he would just dribble around, like underneath everyone and around. And just like, he had such a impact on the series. And it was crazy to watch.
Yeah, it was. I felt like he just played like a madman out there. It was like, I mean, like you would watch him, like, how is he doing this at times? And then you would go defend him, and you'd be like, okay, I get it. It's not as easy as I thought it was. Like there'd be sometimes like I watch players, I'm like, how does he get by him the whole time? And then when you really get on him, it's a different ball game. But he was amazing. I mean, even defensively, he had like, I think it was one away game. He had like 5 steals off the inbound.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I don't know how we watched the film, like, how did we turn these balls over? But I don't know. He was amazing. A lot of respect to him. And
yeah.
No, it was impressive. You guys were a great team all season. Was there a point during the season where you thought, yeah, we could definitely win a championship with this squad?
I mean, I think we had confidence from the beginning, but I think when we went on that, I think it was like 15-game winning streak, I think that's when we were like, hey, we have a good chance. We were beating teams, I feel like, by like 20 every night. And I think that's when we like kind of looked at each other like, hey, we got a chance to really do it. But we also a very like present, focused team, so we never try to get too far ahead. And I think that's what made us great all season. Mark talks about having that 0-0 mentality. And so for us, just being present throughout the season, I think that helped a lot.
Yeah.
Is it easy to keep the 0-0 mentality? Like, hypothetically, if you're beating the Memphis Grizzlies by like 60 points, is he still like, hey guys, it's 0-0?
Yeah, he's like one of them psychopath coaches who like shows us like animals before we play, like animals hunting and stuff like that. So he's definitely one of the guys that we're up by 60. We got that 0-0 mentality.
I like that.
I love that. All right, well, Isaiah, I have one last question. It's the Roback question. RHOBACK.com, promo code TAKE. 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts. Roback.com, promo code TAKE. I got a stat for you that's going to probably wow you from this season. You ready for it?
Yeah, that's good.
You gave SGA 2,475 high fives at the free throw line this year.
That real stat?
No, I made that up.
Oh,
it's not even close to
I was
true.
like, there's no fucking way that's a real stat. I was like, whoever's tracking that has no life.
Did you ever
got home? Got their like little piece of paper. Is like, all right, one.
Yeah.
Dude has no life.
Did you ever skip any? Did you ever? Are you always giving them out?
No, I make sure my hand's always out there. I mean,
Okay.
I would say
you want the ball every now and then, so you can't get too mad.
That's more impressive than him signing 500 autographs.
Yeah.
Your hand should be exhausted at the end of this year.
I know. They should like count how many times that we be clapping and stuff like that. That should be exhausting.
That's wear and tear, man.
Yeah.
That counts.
Yeah. Well, Isaiah, congrats again, man. Awesome season. Incredible accomplishment. You guys were, second most wins all time of a championship team in a season. Hell of a team. So congrats and have fun at the parade.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
Okay, before we get to FAQs, in basketball, the great players don't just do it alone. They have teammates, coaches, and a solid support system behind them. It's kind of like insurance because, let's face it, a lot of us probably aren't great at doing that alone either. And that's where State Farm comes in. State Farm is a teammate always ready to assist, help you find the coverage you need, and help you recover from the unexpected. From fender benders to storm damage or even just a question about your policy, State Farm is there to help provide and assist when you need it through the State Farm mobile app, a network of 19,000 local agents, and online at statefarm.com. So don't just go at it alone. When you need help protecting what matters most, State Farm is there. State Farm with the assist. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability and eligibility vary by state. Okay, Hank, let's wrap it up with FAQs.
Do you guys have big numbers outside the U.S.? I'm a listener from Brazil, and I'm curious about it. American sports are pretty global these days.
Oh,
when you comment, do you say J-A, 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 J-A when something's funny? Ja, 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 ja. That always seems funnier.
What, does anyone know the answer to that?
We have some Australian, European.
I feel like
Indian.
Maybe I'm just making up. I feel like we had a lot of Netherlands for some reason.
I think we have a lot of English, British.
Definitely a lot of Australian.
Some Irish, a lot of
sound off down if you're from abroad.
Yeah.
I love it.
I think number 2 in Canada.
Yep.
Let's go, Canada.
Chicklets number 1. Our guys. Yep. We love them.
What about Italy? How are the Italian numbers?
Got to be strong. All the soccer talk.
We'll get Rick Pitino on.
All the soccer talk, all the meatball talk. Mount Rushmore season probably blows up there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what our strongest countries. It would be
I
interesting.
think it's
to see.
Australia.
It
I'm
is?
pretty sure.
Australia. Good eye.
That makes me feel good because Australians rule. Like
Oh,
that's if they like us,
Jason Dye.
I feel like we're doing something right.
Yeah, Australians are the best.
Yeah, and it
Minwoo.
totally isn't just people from America who live there.
No, it's criminals from England.
Yeah, it's totally
It's actually all the people that were so cool that they got kicked out of England when it sucked.
yeah. All right, he's looking right now. We're okay in Australia, maybe.
What's the number one
You're
sports
scrolling
podcast
a lot.
in Australia?
There's a lot of scrolling.
We got to get the
Okay.
Kangaroo Jack.
All right, we got to
number should be
we got to
huge.
get bigger in Australia.
Number one podcast is Dan Does Footy.
Oh,
Love that.
that's awesome.
We should get Dan.
We
Does
should
Footy
get him
here.
on. Yeah.
Dan does footy.
Little crossover.
Probably Aussie rules footy. Maybe.
Go up the Magpies.
Okay.
Hey there.
Oh, Monaco.
You're huge in Monaco.
No. M's.
Oh, for Mount Rushmore,
That would have
Monaco.
been a good one.
Yeah, I mean, you said that Michelin-starred restaurants didn't make the cut.
Yeah,
Monaco is like the city
I
equivalent.
agree,
of that,
but it's
yeah.
just a bunch of casinos and like
It does rock.
I was just
people
thinking
in the world.
Monaco. Yeah.
Actually, we should try.
Miami.
We should try to grow our audience in Monaco.
Yeah, we should.
I think that'd be a good idea.
Miami would have been
great
a
week.
decent
remote
one.
broadcast on site.
Yeah.
Hey there, Big Cat PFT and Soul Patch Max. Once a Soul Patch guy, always a Soul Patch
Fact.
guy. Big Cat, it seems you have reached a point of nirvana now that you have a soft serve machine. What is the next goal for the office?
Slide. We need a slide. We need a slide from the second floor to the first floor. You don't want. Did you see that look?
I mean, I wouldn't poo-poo a slide.
Did you see that look?
I wouldn't yuck another man's yum.
Did you see that look? He didn't want.
I mean, that
slide.
was talked about in construction designs.
Yeah, I know,
We
and
were
I'm
like, no.
I'm now ready for a slide.
That makes no sense.
Why?
Batting cage.
Batting cage is, but we need more space
I
for
know,
batting
but
cage.
I'll forever say batting cage.
Oh yeah, I mean, if we get more space, batting cage is 1-1 gonna
we have
happen.
so many baseball guys coming in now. It would
Yeah.
be, it would.
No.
Batting cage would be so sick.
Batting cage would be sick.
What do you think they would do? You think
Bowling
they would
alley.
like let you pitch batting practice to him?
I mean, I think they said. So I don't know what should I say again. Oh yeah,
Yeah, I said, yeah, they were here.
yeah. Merrill Kelly said he would. He said we got to try that.
Yeah.
During the interview.
Yeah.
Okay.
Slide though. You don't.
I still think Gravitron. I actually saw a Gravitron for sale for $70,000.
Yeah, if we could find the space.
Practically giving it away.
You wouldn't like a slide from the second floor all the way to the first floor? You wouldn't slide down that slide?
It's not doesn't make logistical sense.
What do you mean?
There'd be no room.
Stairs suck.
But it would
Slides
just take
are
up
awesome.
a lot of space.
How would it take up a lot of space?
Where would it end?
It would end right in front of the golf simulator.
That's a long slide.
So?
If we had one like the
would get scared to break it.
the slide that the cop went down in Boston, that would be fun.
That would
Like
be
a
fun.
risk reward slide.
Yeah.
Okay, we could figure that out.
What about a fireman's pole?
That sounds dangerous.
Yeah, that does sound dangerous.
Okay,
So you're out on the slide.
that idea.
I think if we get a slide, we should have a ladder.
Actually, no, I'm in
You're in on a slide
Yeah.
now. Why?
because otherwise you're gonna get one.
You're smart.
But think about it. If you had a choice of how to get to the second floor and your options were stairs or a ladder that just goes up to that balcony, I think I'd take the ladder every time.
I'd probably take the ladder.
Yeah.
And I would definitely take the slide.
Yeah, if you're going down.
Up.
I'd probably walk up the slide every now and then just for fun.
We have an elevator. You don't have to
It's
use the
slow.
stairs.
But you have to go all the way in the corner
I
for
take
it.
it every day. It's slow.
The problem with the elevator is you have to walk so much further to the elevator, you might as well take the stairs.
So then what's the next thing, Hank?
I don't know.
I mean, ice cream kind of it is the dog chasing the car. I caught it.
Ball pit.
Ball pit, batting cage. But batting cages, again, batting cages are not like, do we want it or not? We want it. We just
I
don't
know.
have the space for it.
I
If
know,
we had
I
the
know,
space
but-
for it, we'd have a batting cage tomorrow.
I understand, but they asked what's the dream. That's the dream, at least for me. That's
Okay.
the dream.
Shooting range.
Shooting range would be interesting. I wouldn't be opposed.
Bowling lane.
Bowling lane would be awesome if we could bowl.
That's
Holy
a great. That's a
shit.
good one, Hank.
Yeah,
That's a really good one.
Guarantee that would break twice a day.
Oh yeah. Well, we would just have Zach.
Pin boys.
Zach just becomes a mechanic
Is that
in this
something
office.
you could do, Zach?
That would take more time to master than the ice cream. For sure. Way more time.
What is everyone's top 4 sports by ability? Max mentioned basketball isn't even in his top 10, and he still hit that 3 in Hank's eye. That's not true.
No, that was in your eye. The video showed.
It was in your eye.
He beat you.
I don't know. I don't know if we need to do 4 because it falls off a cliff.
Yeah, see, the thing is, like, all of our 4th best sports are very, very bad.
Spike ball.
I would say basketball, wiffle ball,
golf,
or softball. And the golf's not there for me. Swimming. I'm a good swimmer.
Bocce.
People were getting at me for the Barstool camp. They're like, "Oh, didn't you almost die swimming?" It's like, dude, I went too fast for my body. Like, figure it out. My body went to a higher level.
You're a good dart thrower.
Darts.
Decent dart thrower.
Pole vaulting.
Yeah.
Good frisbee golf.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not great. What about you, PFT?
I think, is this like what you're good at relative to other people?
By your ability. Top 4 sports by ability.
Like if you the top 4 sports you feel confident, be like, yeah, I could do this.
Rugby would probably be number 1. Foot golf. I'm a very strong foot golfer. I played once, but I feel like I could be good at that.
Okay.
Kicking footballs.
That counts.
Yep.
Yeah, being a kicker, and then I don't know, golf.
Yeah, mindset.
Yeah, golf.
Golf
is actually number 1.
Yep.
Could I throw out there just like catch?
Good job, coach.
I'm very good at catch. Good hand-eye coordination. Like I could play catch forever, and I'm like, I'll throw it to where it needs to be. I'll catch it.
Yeah, like shooting around.
Catch is pretty simple.
There are a lot of people who are not good at catch.
Yeah,
Max.
that is true.
You know,
you have to have a nice smooth stroke.
You know the people who aren't good at catch. It's like, all right, I don't want to play catch with you anymore.
I'm great at shooting around. Like I'm not great at basketball, but like
I'm not great at basketball either. But if I had to pick like a game I could like jump into a game, it'd be basketball. Zach, what are yours?
I hate to say it, my strongest sport probably is basketball, and I'm not very good at basketball.
Oh no.
I'm okay at pickleball, duos. 1v1, not very good. We're doing duos in the pickleball court, relatively decent. I'm okay with a dink. And then I like darts. If darts plays, I'll go darts 3.
Okay.
Hank, you should have said ping pong.
yeah, ping pong, bocce.
Max, are you baseball?
Baseball.
Fishing?
Football. Not
Basketball?
Fishing. Basketball. Darts.
I think fishing.
Crushing
probably.
Dana
Yeah.
in Oklahoma drills.
That counts. I'm like bad at most things football, but I'm good in the trenches.
Yeah, you could just select Oklahoma drills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say you're like top 1%.
Yeah, it's just the sports that I played growing up.
Memes, lacrosse.
Yeah, lacrosse, indoor, outdoor,
Oh, both.
Both.
Box.
Women's. I like playing basketball the most.
Oh, I guess I would. Women's arm wrestling. I am a champion, so that would be. I need to start sending that clip to people online, being like, "This is why we can't have men competing in women's sports." From 10 years ago,
Or just tweet it like you're like a girl's name has won
Yeah.
a competition.
go viral.
Hey, PMT
Send it to
lads.
Jack Mac. Have Jack Mac put it out there.
So good.
My favorite long-running bit of the show is the good question back and forth between Big Cat and PFT.
Good question.
During interviews. Have you ever thought about incorporating this into a year-long competition? Whoever gets the most, that's a good question. Responses from guests during the year of interviews wins. Loser has to do something. Thanks and love the show.
I think that would be like a decent thing for somebody to track, but I don't want to make it a competition.
No, it's about gassing each other up.
Yeah.
It's about gassing our boys up.
It's about letting the other person know that it was a great question, not at all just the person stalling for time before they ask the question.
It's also like, it's like the Carlisle saying they had motivation after seeing the buses. Like, you don't need motivations to want to have a good question.
Also,
Yeah,
if we have an
point.
interview and PFT gets a bunch of good questions, that's awesome because that means the interview rocked.
Yeah.
And like the listeners, like we are a team. As much as Mount Rushmore will show otherwise, we are a team. I'm pumped when he gets a good question. When we get back-to-back good questions,
Nothing
I'm like,
makes me happy.
I hit another level.
I feel like
I'm just like, holy shit, we're fucking firing.
I'm Dwayne Wade throwing the ball up to LeBron.
Good question. Yeah, and
That was a
again,
good question by her.
You're
him.
right. It has nothing to do with the person stalling.
No, they know exactly how they're going to answer. They just want to let us know. Wow, I'm just really impressed with how you guys do your job before I answer that question.
Yeah.
Now to answer it.
Now, when someone says, "Oh, great question," that usually is a stall.
Yeah.
That's a stall. You can tell.
But good question. That's
just
sincere as possible.
Yeah, they just want to let us know.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah.
All right. Good show, boys.
Thanks for pulling that up, Zach.
Yeah.
That's us in an interview right there.
That was Max.
Great job, Max.
There you go, Max. All right, numbers.
3.
I think that was memes.
99.
Memes, is that you?
Yeah.
You sure?
99 Pug.
I'll go 6.
I'll go 15.
I wasn't paying attention to anyone else's numbers.
You'll be
okay. 84.
Okay. Zach?
I'll go 46.
Did somebody say 6?
I'll say.
Okay. I want to make sure that all of them.
69.
Memes.
That was 99. That would have
Is
been.
that in your rotation memes? 69?
Mouth stuff.
It should be.
It should be.
Must.
It should be.
I remember the first lottery ball. It went like 69, 69. Like the first lottery ball you let me pick, it was 69. And you guys told me I should have picked 69.
Nobody's really won since we all started taking memes as numbers just to troll them. Have you noticed that?
No, I won the other. Remember, I won with VAR.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not hard memes. All you got to do is pick the number and then have the number come up.
That makes sense.
Love you
You should
guys.
try it.